pitch to Singer, a line drive to center. It should be deep enough, and it will be! Over the head of Max Williams. Base hit for A.J. Singer. Turley scores! A.J. Singer walks him off.
This is Oregon State Beavers baseball. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Weiser's Fine Foods, proud sponsor of Game Day. Mr. Plywood, we would love to help you on your next project. Also brought to you by Pacific Source Health Plans. Doing what's right, not just what's required. PacificSourceMembersFirst.com. Welcome to the Beaver Pregame Show.
Hi again, everybody, from Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Nebraska, along with Hank Hager and Cam Staley. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to today's winner's side bracket game between the Beavers and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. The Beavers advancing by virtue of their thrilling walk-off win in the bottom of the ninth Friday night against Louisville. And the so-called Chants of Coastal Carolina won the opening game of this Diamond Anniversary College World Series in Omaha with a 7-4 victory over the Arizona Wildcats. Tonight's ball game pits two clubs trying to earn the right to get a couple of days off before playing on the winner's side of the bracket against each other again, or the Louisville Cardinals, who eliminated Arizona in the first ball game here today with a 6-run eighth to turn a 3-2 deficit into an 8-3 win and eliminate Arizona. The Beavs are alive and well after the thrilling ball game Friday night, a win which we'll discuss coming up with the starting pitcher, Dax Whitney. He did not get the win, but he was magnificent. The true freshman out of Blackfoot, Idaho, was dazzling Friday, and he earned the plaudits earlier today, according to my correspondent, Robert Hirsch, from Ben McDonald on ESPN when they were talking about various arms here in Omaha. McDonald he was effusive in his praise of how Dax Whitney pitched, and indeed we all marveled over it and appreciated it as well. So we'll hear from Dax, we'll hear from head coach Mitch Canam on this Father's Day, and Mitch is blessed to have his kids, Mac and Maya, with him. Other coaches and staff members have their kids. Mine have not made the trip. This is the first time. I've not had any of my family in Omaha with me in the seventh trip I've been honored to take with the Oregon State baseball program. But I've heard from my girls, my wife, my two daughters today, so they're with me in spirit. We also bear with us canvases for a lifetime in our family experiences here in Omaha. Happy Father's Day to all dads, and that'll be a recurring theme throughout the day today. We'll get to the Toyota starting lineups, the Seven Feathers matchup history, the conversation with Mitch, and much more. It's a joy to be in Omaha, and we're grateful that you've joined us. Dax Whitney, the pride of Blackfoot, Idaho, next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
The Rivalry Series is brought to you by Safeway Albertsons, Pacific Source Health Plans, your local Toyota dealers, and First Interstate Bank. The University of Oregon and Oregon State University want to thank each company for recognizing one of the longest-running sports rivalries in the nation. Ultimately, our student-athletes will benefit the greatest from their tremendous support. The Beavs and Ducks will continue carrying on their historic competitive tradition, going head-to-head across the season, bringing the Rivalry Series to life. Cheer on the Beavs this season to capture the Rivalry Series.
A grand slam for Gavin Turley.
Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services is your local nonprofit dedicated to providing employment opportunities to veterans and those facing physical and economic challenges within our community. Founded by a veteran in 2013, Blue Sun Inc. has helped more than 2,300 people find employment opportunities, resulting in more than $19 million in wages going back into the local economy. To learn more about Blue Sun Inc. and how you can help provide employment opportunities, please visit BlueSunInc.com. Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services, proud to partner with Oregon State Athletics. Go Beavs!
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Back at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Nebraska. The Beavers coming up against Coastal Carolina tonight here in the Heartland. Game 2 for the Beavs after an exciting, thrilling 4-3 win over Louisville to get their College World Series experience started, at least on the field. The experience began on Wednesday when the team arrived, and there's nothing like baseball in Omaha. Dax Whitney, true freshman pitcher who was brilliant in the Beavers' victory over Louisville, kind enough to join me on the pregame show. Dax, we'll get to your outing in a moment, but what about the experience? A Cannon Reader sat here the other day and said, it's been great and we haven't even played a game yet. And that was before the ball game on Friday. What has the whole thing been like for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, this is my second time being here. This is obviously my first time as a player, so it's just a pretty special place. It's crazy how many people come just to be a part of the special things that are going on right now. It's really cool to be able to be on that stage, and all these people are coming here to watch you and cheer you on. So it's a really special feeling just to be able to be a part of it all.
What was the other time you came here? What brought you here?
Yeah, I had a baseball tournament in 2023, and we came to like 3 of the games. So it was pretty special to be able to experience that from both sides now.
You've talked about visualizing. You said, even going into the postseason, Omaha, 100%, we're going to be there. Were you visualizing that in 23 when you came to a tournament? You're like, I can be on this mound someday.
I mean, absolutely. That's always been the goal. That had a big part in my decision with the draft and everything. So, yeah, I mean, just I watched Paul Skeens pitch, and I was just like, I fully believe that can be me one day. So, and here we are. So it's pretty special.
Skeens was pretty good. Was he good that night?
Oh, he did what he did all year. Yeah.
Would you consider him, you have the big-time stuff and velocity and so on. Is he a guy or anybody else as you've developed as a pitcher that you kind of looked at and maybe modeled yourself after?
I mean, yeah, I think so in a way. He's definitely more physical than I am, but I think by my junior year, that's something I can work towards. But, yeah, definitely.
Dax Whitney, my guest. So, Dax, visualizing it from 23, but also going into this whole year with the Beavers. And, again, we're going to get to some of your individual stuff in a moment, but the sense I get from all of you is you all sort of visualize and believe this is where you belong. Tell me a little bit about where that comes from and just how you've maintained that through the ups and downs of a challenging year.
I think it's just the brotherhood that we have in the locker room. Like, everybody on the team trusts each other fully, and it's just the want. Like, everybody wants to be here so bad. I think we've kind of just spoken into existence about how bad we wanted to be here and just kind of went out and proved it on the field and given ourselves the opportunity to be here.
And no matter what you faced, whether 4 elimination games or winner-take-all super regional, the face never wavered. The best example of it, the bottom of the 9th rally to defeat Florida State, was unbelievable to tie it and then win it. What was that like to kind of watch that unfold after you had done your work to see what the guys were able to do in that game?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly really comforting to have all these dudes around you in the dugout. There's really never a doubt that anything like that can happen, as we've seen. It's happened plenty of times. So it's just so special. Like, as soon as Jacob got that hit and tied it, there was no doubt in anybody's mind we're winning this game. And it's really comforting, like I said, just to be able to be confident in those situations that are really hard to have confidence in, where, it's kind of comes easier to us.
Dax, you fulfilled a vision by getting the baseball first in the College World Series opener, and you looked like, right from the start, like you were comfortable. Your velo was up. How did you feel? Then from a nerves, pressure standpoint, or did you just feel, hey, no, this is where I belong, and you looked like you did belong there?
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to tell yourself, like, I'm here for a reason, and I try to do my best to take all the noise, all the other factors out of it, where it's just me, my watch that tells me my pitches. It's me, the pitches, Wilson, and the hitter. And it's not even really the hitter. It's mostly just me and Wilson. So I honestly didn't even realize how many people were there until after I came out of the game, because I'm just trying to lock in on what I'm doing and take all the other factors out of it.
You come out of the game, and is that when it hit you a little bit when you walked off, which Dorman took you out, but there's Beaver Nation in Omaha in big numbers giving you a standing ovation when you've come off the field at Goss, where you pitched so well. Is that when you finally look around and say, oh, this is pretty cool, and enjoy those moments when you do get the love from the fans?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you don't have to stay as locked in as I would while I'm still pitching, so it's kind of nice to be able to really soak in that feeling in that environment more than I could before and during the game. It's pretty special to like really look around and just take all that in. It's pretty special.
Last couple of things, Dax, before we turn you loose and get ready for Game 2. For the Beavers tonight, Dax Whitney, my pregame show guest. The fastball was lively and active, but your secondary stuff, it looked like you also had command of everything you wanted to throw. Did it feel that way to you against Louisville?
It did, yeah. I felt like I could throw any pitch in any count, so that gave me a lot of leverage.
Yeah. Now, in terms of what your routine is after the fact, it's hard to know exactly who you're going to play or even when exactly you'll get the ball next. But what is your basic routine here now between your start on Friday and whatever's next?
Yeah, I mean, I like to take it easy the day after, maybe 2 days after, and just kind of go and get some treatment, take care of my body, and then just keep that next start in mind, and then work up to that, throw a bullpen during the week, and just keep that light, just get a good feel for my pitches, and then just go light after that, then work back up. Just kind of take it easy on my arm after that bullpen and then stay ready for my start.
How did you feel pitching in the heat and the humidity, the noted heat and humidity of Omaha, Nebraska? You look comfortable? Did you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I felt great. It's much easier to get loose and warmed up, but you do tire faster. But I didn't feel it too much. I mean, it was just kind of a moment where the physical part was almost out of it. It was mostly all mental in that stage.
When you throw 82, as you did, 82 pitches, it may mean that the next time, if something longer is required, you feel like you're built to get over that 100 mark like you've done a few times this year?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it the right way, it's a privilege to be able to go over 100 pitches because that means you're doing pretty well. So if I can go deep enough in a game where I can go 110 pitches, that would be amazing.
Speaking of amazing, the whole experience in Omaha is, and it must be for your family too, and today is Father's Day, so I know that every player on this Beaver team would love to give a shout out to their dads, but you're speaking on behalf of all your brothers, all your teammates, so what about your dad on this Father's Day and your family in general, Beaver?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody can speak to this. We wouldn't be here without our dads. Whether it's the type of people we are or the type of baseball players we are, it's all been kind of straight through our fathers. So, I mean, everybody here is very thankful for their dads, and I know I am. I love my dad, and he's been just a huge part of me and everything I've done. And, yeah, just having my whole family here is so nice. It's all the support I'm getting. It makes you feel really comfortable.
And the final thing then, Dax, is, was your dad part of, or was it your own soul in terms of making the decision to come to Oregon State and pitch collegiately when you certainly could have done other things right out of high school? How much of that was yourself, your dad, your whole family involved in that decision, and how are you feeling about that decision right now?
Yeah, I mean, my parents definitely helped me a lot in just kind of the reasoning and maybe why I would do certain different things, but at the end of the day, they told me it was completely up to me. It's my decision. It's kind of where I'm going with my life. So they left it up to me, but they definitely tried to help advise me. And as far as whether I'm happy or not, I couldn't be happier. So I'm in the exact spot that I envisioned myself being when I made that decision. So it's kind of all coming to fruition.
Well, congratulations on an amazing debut in Omaha, Dax, and we look forward to seeing you pitch again here. Thanks for the time. As always, I appreciate it, and you guys in this team have brought joy to Beaver Nation. We appreciate that, too. Thank you, Dax.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Dax Whitney, my pregame show guest. Mitch Canam still to come. It's the Beavers and Coastal Carolina on the winner's side of the bracket on another warm and beautiful evening in Omaha, Nebraska. Thanks for joining us on this happy Father's Day to all of you on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Weyerhaeuser has operated in Oregon since 1902 and is proud to support local organizations and invest in the future of our communities. This is our home, where hundreds of our employees live, work, and raise families. And we're excited to support Beaver Athletics and our many Oregon State alumni making a difference across the state, in our forest, in our mills, and in our communities. Learn more at WY.com. Go Beavs!
Hey Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Golden Retrievers Parker, Reeser, and Gill. These three pups are inseparable and love sporting their beaver gear. Sign up your pet today at osubbeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osukconnections.org.
The Beavers and Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina coming up. It's time for our matchup history. Discover Alaska with Holland America, the sponsor of our matchup history. Only the second meeting between the two programs, and it comes in Omaha where it's 90 degrees and 42% humidity. I visited with my good friend and broadcast partner John Warren a few minutes ago. John had the call for the only other meeting between the two teams on March 10th, 2019 as part of the Seattle Baseball Showcase at T-Mobile Park. And Johnny said it was miserably cold. And for those of you who may have ventured there, you'll remember that to be an accurate description of the conditions. The game ended up in a 4-4 tie in 11 innings, 3 hours and 49 minutes. Bo Phillip, 3 RBIs for the Beavers. Adley Rutschman went 2 for 4. Again, discover Alaska with Holland America, a proud partner of OSU Athletics. See more glaciers in Alaska with Holland America than any other cruise line. Book your Alaska vacation today at hollandamerica.com. March 10th, 2019 in chilly Seattle. It's hot Omaha for the second meeting between the Beavers and CCU. The Toyota starting lineups next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
From forestry, construction, material handling to trucking, no matter what industry you're in, Pape has the equipment and services to keep you moving. As a family-owned and operated business for 85 years, Pape is committed to providing consistent quality customer service. This commitment is what makes Pape the premier capital equipment provider in the West. Pape is a proud sponsor of OSU Athletics. Go Beavs!
Facing cancer requires comprehensive care and support. The Samaritan Cancer Program has board-certified providers who specialize in treating all cancer types. We have your care needs covered every step of the way. Beyond treatment, the Samaritan Cancer Program provides you with nutrition services, financial advocacy, emotional support, resources, and more. Join us in being healthier together, because your fight against cancer deserves the best. Visit samhealth.org/cancer.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
From Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, the starting lineups for this winner's bracket game in the 2025 College World Series for the visiting Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, leading off and catching, and probably the best catcher in the country. Arizona's head coach Chip Hale said he's the best baseball player in the country. He is a force behind the plate and a good hitter and a switch-hitting catcher. Have we ever heard of that before in our world? Caden Bodine leads off and catches. Batting second with 27 stolen bases, left fielder Sebastian Alexander. Hitting third, the only player to start every game this year for Kevin Schnall in his first year as head coach at CCU. Blake Barthol batting third at second base. Walker Mitchell leading the nation in getting hit by pitches, batting fifth at third base. Blagan Pato hitting fifth in right field. Colby Thorndike batting sixth at first base. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter Dean Mijos. Ty Dooley hitting eighth at shortstop. Wells Sykes batting ninth in center. And the pitcher is unbeaten. We'll get more on that in a moment. But Jacob Morrison, 11-0. From Mitch Canam, like Kevin Schnall, his counterpart, both leading their alma maters here in Omaha. Mitch has lined it up this way. Leading off at third base, Trent Caraway. Batting second at shortstop, Iva Arquette. Gavin Turley, the game-winning double in the bottom of the ninth, channeling some Edgar Martinez, which we'll hear about from Mitch in a moment. Gavin Turley batting third in left field. Wilson Weber, the cleanup hitter and catching. A.J. Singer batting fifth at second base. Tice Peterson hitting sixth, the DH. Jacob Craig batting seventh at first base. Cannon Reeder hitting eighth in center. Easton Tolt batting ninth and right. And Ethan Kleinschmidt on the mound. The starting lineups presented by your local Toyota dealers. A proud sponsor of Oregon State's Road to Omaha. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And now for the starting pitcher matchup. Two very good ones. Ethan Kleinschmidt, the left-handed sophomore for the Beavers, 8-4, 3.54, 106 strikeouts in 86 1/3 innings. For Coastal Carolina, right-hander Jacob Morrison, described by one coach as he's a big donkey. We love donkeys. I know I do in my world. We love you, Jackson, and happy Father's Day. But big Jacob Morrison, 6'8", right-hander, hard thrower, 11-0, an ERA of 2.15, making his 18th appearance and 17th start, 96 1/3 innings, a batting average against of 195 and 95 strikeouts. Jacob Morrison, Ethan Kleinschmidt. Your starting pitcher profile brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort. Seven Feathers, your place to play. On this Father's Day, head coach Mitch Canam coming up, and he reflects on a big moment in his life as a 12-year-old when our pregame show continues from Charles Schwab Field after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
It's been so long. How have you been?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Dave, why are you talking that way?
Please say 1 for a compliment or 2 for a question.
Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm gonna go.
Talking with an automated phone tree? can feel pretty ridiculous. That's why when you call Pacific Source Health Plans, you'll get a real person to answer all your important questions.
Pacific Source Health Plans? This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees. Find a plan at PacificSourceMembersFirst.com.
Back at Charles Schwab Field with Beavers and Coastal Carolina coming up. We go into the Coach's Corner with head coach Mitch Canam, brought to you by the Beaver Home Team, Oregon Mutual Insurance, and WaFd Bank, teaming up locally to support their community. Proud sponsors of the home team. Go local and go Beavs, and the home team won it in a walk-off here on Friday night against Louisville. A thrilling game, Mitch. Congratulations. Your first game as a College World Series head coach, and it just seemed like a Beaver victory we've seen a lot of this year and through the years.
It sure was, and I think of that as resiliency, and people keep asking, how do these guys do it? I think it, again, goes tribute to the families. It goes tribute to the way these guys train, the accountability for one another, Mike.
Well, we've got some guys needing to get some work done in here, so take them on through. That's Gordo and Arnie, two of the great members of the Oregon State team, as we clear out. That's what it's all about, Mitch. Gordo and Arnold Alcantar. How about the job everybody on this staff does?
This top to bottom, I mean, everyone, there's people, everyone who's here has a significant role in the success of Oregon State. And there's a ton of people still back home that contribute to making this place so special. Everyone's involved, and that's the beauty of it. I think about our student managers, our analytics team, people in the ticket office, people in facilities that are continuing to work extremely hard to make this place better. Our administrators, I'm in awe of how special this place is from top to bottom, and vastly because of the people.
Mitch, when you mentioned the analytics team, and I think of your 3 years as a player here in the two titles, 05, 06, 07, it's a little different now, isn't it? What are the similarities? But then the analytics part that you speak of it as it plays in 2025 here in Omaha.
Yeah, the analytics back then was, hit the crud out of the ball, run extremely hard as you can, put up a good fight, and there was always the stopwatch. That thing has never changed. And so really, as much information as we collect, I think it's helping us develop better stuff for our pitchers, like knowing how to tunnel pitches a little bit better, knowing which arsenal works against which types of hitters. So, and even on the offensive side, being very well planned for the opponent. I mean, the guy we're facing today, he's got a real big fastball. He's got a great extension. He's a big human being, and he lands his breaking ball. And so helping us prepare for these kind of things now gives you a better idea of what it is you're going to face. And you can relate it to other things that we've seen in the past. So, hey, this guy's got a cutter, it reminds you of so-and-so that we've already seen before, take you back to those times. So helps with a little familiarity. It helps with development. But really back in the day, I guess, now you're all working on like kind of the same level as far as information shared. Synergy video, every game that's posted, every stat is in the books. So if you want to look up tendencies, if you want to look up anything your heart desires, it's out there for you to see. Home and road splits, just to name a few. But then you can, like back in the day, we all had just those VHS tapes that we'd pop in, watch a couple clips, and then go out there and compete. And so I think it still holds true. Keep the game simple, focus on what you're good at, and play solid baseball, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, and it's clear that with everybody having, in a sense, those same tools to work with, certainly all 8 clubs here have them, and you put them to use. So if it doesn't cancel it out, you all use the stuff and the information in different ways. But the big picture, old school stuff, Mitch, you just touched on them again, but underline that again for us. What a baseball game and trying to win it comes down to.
Execution, flat out, like confidence and execution. As we go out there the other day, like say Boz, for example, when Bazana was here, he would want to look at anything and everything, and he could process all the numbers, and it made sense to him, and it didn't clutter his brain when he was out there trying to compete. And other guys just want to know, is he right-handed or left-handed? Right? How hard does he throw? And let's go out and do it. But a lot of it is confidence, and that's where guys like Zach Taylor, that's where having a plan in place, that's where having great guys around you, and even, the celebration after the game the other day, walking it off, it picks up everyone. It lets our pitchers know we got their back. The pitchers did a phenomenal job all game long. It doesn't let guys wear themselves out if they, misplayed a ball here or there. It goes to show you fight until the bitter end, and then you recover and you go do it again, man. Rinse and repeat. Keep going.
Your season in microcosm again the other night. It was so fun to watch. Dax Whitney was my pregame show guest earlier. Ben McDonald was raving about him on an ESPN telecast a little earlier today. And that stuff, his poise, just who Dax is very impressive. What were your thoughts about a freshman taking the ball in the first game in Omaha?
How fun to watch. How impressive. Just, you visualize the leadership that he has and where it's going to take him down the road. And I saw a picture of him here at the College World Series a couple of years ago, from the stands and then now on the field. And I do believe that visualizing that success and yourself in that arena, someone had asked me yesterday in the post-game interviews, are you surprised that he went out there and handled his way that game the way he did? Well, no, because I always felt like every time he does his throwing program or his bullpens, he visualizes himself in the biggest moments. And so he's already, in my mind, been in this arena before. He's competed against the best team in the country. He's overcome adversity. So he continues to take on challenges, and that makes him stronger. And he continues to be able to calm himself in big moments so he can go out and execute to the best of his ability.
In the microcosm thing I talked about, a little adversity in the top of the ninth inning, and guys who have been such stalwart defenders maybe had moments that weren't their finest moments in the course of a long season, but then those two guys in particular win it for you in the bottom of the ninth, with Iva getting another hit and Gavin getting the game-winning hit. They just kind of shrugged off, okay, here we go, let's go win a ball game.
No doubt about it. You know what's funny? I saw someone overlay the Mariners 95, with Griffey scoring, and that just brought a huge smile to my face because it was ball down the left field line, big guy scoring from first, great base hit by a great hitter again, and it brought back a lot of memories because that was the thing for me when I was growing up. Like I had seen and visualized, and the fact that like something just like that happened again for the Northwest and for Beaver baseball and these guys, it's so incredible. And again, in my mind, there's never a doubt. You never let doubt creep into your brain. You train yourself to do that. You see positive things, and they can come to fruition. So that's a pretty special spot when they can turn the page that quick from everything that happened in the last inning and go out and say, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to get a good pitch. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to drive it.
Final thing, and that is Ethan Kleinschmidt. You talked about what Ryan Gibson says, their big donkey, great pitcher, but so is Ethan. What are your thoughts about what your expectations are, in a sense, what Ethan needs to do here today?
I think he needs to go out and execute his game plan just like he's done all year. Seen that guy prepare for opponents and then go out there and execute it, come in. I mean, take a deep breath. Even if you do an interview with him, it's not like he's extra chatty or anything. He keeps the main thing. He goes about his business extremely humble. And so, not letting any moment get too big and not letting any moment be too small, just staying level-headed and executing pitches. He's going to have to mix. His fastball is a good fastball. It's got good ride, but he's going to need to use the changeup and the breaking ball as well from time to time and adjust as the game goes on because, as we know, Coastal can do a lot of different things. They can run, they can bunt. Fortunately, we got a guy who knows how to field his position and knows how to execute pitches, so I like where we're at.
Well, I like where we're at, too. It's Omaha, Nebraska, and the winner's side of the bracket, Mitch. It's always great to be with you here and anywhere, but particularly here over the years. Thanks for the time, as always.
You said it, Mike. Go Beavs.
Head coach Mitch Canam wrapping up Beaver game day. The first pitch to be delivered by Ethan Kleinschmidt is next against Coastal Carolina. Great to be back with you on the greatest show on dirt in Omaha and the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Power is proud to support Oregon State athletics by providing the safe, reliable energy that lights our campus, keeps our laptops charged, and powers opportunities every day. From the classroom to the weight room, from groundbreaking research labs to Research Stadium, Pacific Power is always there to help propel our students and our community forward. Pacific Power, powering your greatness. Let's go Beavs!
Okay. You say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
On the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Caraway, a drive to left field and deep. Williams goes back into the bleachers. A grand slam for Trent Caraway. Peterson, a drive to left. Back goes Chase Williams, back to the fence, and so long again. Eljo comes set. Nelly's 3-2 pitch taken. Strike 3 called. The Beavers return to Omaha.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Safeway. Stop into Safeway, your exclusive grocery partner of Oregon State Athletics. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts. And by Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. PacificOffice.com. Play ball! From Omaha, Nebraska, this is the College World Series. Now let's get ready for the first pitch.
Ethan Kleinschmidt loosening up, getting ready to face the Chanticleers' outstanding switch-hitting catcher, Caden Bodine. Before Caden steps in and we get this underway, let's pause now 10 seconds for our network stations to identify themselves. 10 seconds for station ID on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. And today's nutrition report comes from our friends at Wilbur Ellis. One of the biggest challenges facing athletes is finding ways to deal with inflammation caused by the intense stress of competition. Our friends at Wilbur Ellis understand this same concept applies to the plants they grow. Contact Wilbur Ellis to learn more about how seaweed extracts can be used to build up the immunity of your plant's health to deal with a variety of different environmental stresses. Dax Whitney appeared to pitch stress-free right from the get-go in the Beavers' 4-3 win over Louisville here Friday. Ethan Kleinschmidt, the pride of John F. Kennedy High School in Mount Angel, Oregon, and to the Beavers by way of Petey's outstanding program, Andy Peterson's NWAC champions, winning it again this spring. Ethan Kleinschmidt ready to go to Caden Bodine, followed by Sebastian Alexander, and then Blake Barthol. Ethan, the southpaw, kicks and comes to the plate. Fastball hit foul off first. Jacob Craig has a look. This will carry just below the middle deck here at beautiful Charles Schwab Field. A pleasant breeze blowing in. It's a pitcher's ballpark. The Beavers did manage to hammer back in the 2018 College World Series. The Beavers had a little bit more power than what we saw thus far here in Omaha. The strike one pitch hit foul, or a check swing, pardon me, and the count 1-1. The first pitch, Bodine, the fifth catcher to bat leadoff in a College World Series game since 1974. The best overall player on this roster swings. It's a one-hopper to the left of Arquette. Iva to his left, and then throws high over the head of Jacob Craig. And Ivo Arquette with another error. Now, he did a good job to range to his left and get to the ball, but a guy that had 4 errors all season coming in to the College World Series had 2 against Louisville that the Beavers survived. And the big shortstop in the conversation for the 1-1 pick overall, ranged to his left, played the one hopper, and then threw it over the outstretched mitt of Jacob Craig, who got a little bit of leather on it. But nevertheless, Caden Bodine aboard on a throwing error by Iva Arquette to open this winner's bracket game. A throw to first base and back to the bag steps Bodine. Caden has run a little bit, but not successfully. 2 for 9 in stolen base ventures. Sebastian Alexander, 318, 10 homers, 54 runs batted in. The right-hand hitting left fielder fouls the first pitch into the stands to our right. A good catch by a fan. And the fan, we are grateful to say, after the rough start defensively by Iva Arquette, a tremendous catch by somebody with a Beaver jersey on and getting a loud ovation from the fans here at Charles Schwab Field. Perhaps it's an omen of better things to come between the lines. Strike one pitch and a balk called on Ethan Kleinschmidt. So this game is not off to the best of starts. An error and a balk, and for Kleinschmidt, his first balk of his Oregon State career. Sebastian Alexander, 6 sacrifice hits on the season. Coastal Carolina will bunt runners. They have 53 sac hits on the year. Just getting started, 90 degrees, slight breezes blowing in, 43% humidity. Alexander misses a bunt attempt in trying to get Caden Bodine moved over. The count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. An error and a balk. An inauspicious start for the Beavers trying to beat the nation's hottest team, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. And strike 3 called on Caden Bodine for a delay, not getting into the box and being ready to hit as the pitch clock was winding down. An odd start here in Omaha, Nebraska. An error by Arquette. That is an oddity, even with Friday's game notwithstanding. A balk on Kleinschmidt, the first of his Oregon State career. And now, with a count 0-2, a pitch clock strikeout violation for Sebastian Alexander. Unproductive out, to be sure. And now Blake Barthel, left-handed hitter, the batter. And the first pitch from Ethan is in the dirt for ball 1, 1-0. And the biggest cheers in this young ball game have been reserved for an Oregon State-clad couple. It was the woman of the two who made the catch, and they have Beaver gear on, and they have been properly saluted here in Omaha, Nebraska. Kleinschmidt's 1-0 pitch misses a little bit high, ball 2. 2-0 to Blake Barthel, left-hand hitting junior, the only player to start and play in every game for the Chanticleers here in 25. Coastal Carolina's second appearance in Omaha. Kleinschmidt delivers and misses outside, ball 3. 3-0 to Barthel with Walker Mitchell on deck. Coastal came here in 2016 for the first time and won it all, taking 2 of 3 from Arizona. A green light for Blake Barthel. He swings and misses the 3-0 fastball. And the count goes to 3-1. The right-hand hitting to Walker Mitchell on deck. Left on left here, top of the first inning, an error and a balk. Caden Bodine at second base, 1 out. 3-1 pitch is high for ball 4. Ethan Kleinschmidt having to work his way through some first inning difficulties. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Walker Mitchell the batter. Walker at 280, 4 homers, 43 runs batted in. And Walker has been hit a nation-leading 31 times in 2025. And Coastal Carolina University, the Chanticleers, lead the country in getting hit by pitches. 2 on, 1 out, no score, top of the first. Kleinschmidt to the plate and misses down and in. Ball 1, 1-0 to Mitchell. Kleinschmidt and Wilson Weber, the Beavers battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third. Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. Kleinschmidt's 1-0 pitch, and that hits Walker Mitchell to load the bases. A little bit of everything here, and most of it not to the good for the Beavs in the top of the first. A throwing error by Arquette, a balk on Kleinschmidt, a walk by Kleinschmidt, a hit batter by Kleinschmidt, bases loaded, 1 out. Blagan Pado will be the hitter, right-hand hitting sophomore, and the Beavers call a meeting at the mound amongst themselves. It's Wilson Weber out to the hill and joined by Jacob Craig, A.J. Singer, Ivo Arquette, and Trent Caraway. with Ethan Kleinschmidt trying to settle in here now. And the start was rough. He delivered a pitch that should have resulted in an out. It would have been 1 out, nobody on. The ensuing hitter, Sebastian Alexander, struck out looking. But since a walk and a hit batter, Walker hit for the 32nd time this season. That loads him up for Blagan Pado. 277, 8 homers, 31 runs batted in. Blagan Pado, a transfer from Jerome Kersey country, the late great, out of Longwood College, and a transfer in here to CCU. Takes a fastball high and inside, ball 1-0. And now Rich Dorman is on his way out to the mound as he has a left-hander scuffling out of the gate. Ethan Kleinschmidt, the victim of an error to open the game, and whether he's a little bit ruffled by that, he's usually an unflappable sort of soul, but has come back to, after the strikeout, to walk a batter, hit a batter, and he's behind to Blagan Pado, 1-0, a balk mixed in as well. But the Beavers feel like, hey, as rough as it all is, we're a ground ball away from getting out of the inning, and that may be part of the message that pitching coach Rich Dorman is sharing. You're 1 pitch away from putting a 0 on the board, so let's go get them. The home plate umpire, Scott Latendre, working his first College World Series, out to the mound to see what Rich is up to and breaks up the meeting. Kellen Levy, the first base umpire. Angel Campos at second. Jeff Head at third. The first 3 veterans of Pac-12 baseball through the years, Latendre, Levy, and Campos. I'm not as familiar with Jeff Head. Chad Oxendine coaching at third base, with Matt Schilling coaching at first for the Chanticleers. Kevin Schnall calls the offense within the dugout on the first base side. The Beavers, the home team. Some mitigating cloud cover has moved in. Fairly comfortable at the moment. The 1-0 fastball is in there for a strike to Pado, who appeared to be taking all the way. The count 1-1. The Beavers infield at double play depth. Bases loaded for the Chanticleers. 1 out. Ethan set, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball low, ball 2, 2-1. 335 down both lines at Charles Schwab Field. 375 to the alleys, 408 feet to straightaway center. The same dimensions for the ballpark on the hill, Rosenblatt. The pitch is pop foul back of the plate. This will carry into the stands, and a fan clad in green, mind you, drops the ball. And the ball trickles back down into the stands just below us as the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blagan Pado. Colby Thorndike on deck. The Chanticleers with the bases loaded and 1 out. Singer and Arquette up the middle at double play depth. The 2-2 pitch misses high. Ball 3. 3-2. Gigantic pitch for Kleinschmidt here, who has not had good command in the top of the first. A walk, a balk, a hit batter, 3-2 on Blagan Pado. Ethan Reddy, the 3-2 pitch, hits Blagan Pado to drive in a run. No, it's a strike. The pitch is called a strike. Strike 3 called. Blagan Pado either leaned into the pitch or it hit the strike zone. 2 down. The home plate umpire, Scott Latendre, threw his arms up in the air to signify hit batter, then with his right arm signified strike 3. Now, head coach Kevin Schnall, 20 years in the CCU program, his first year as a head coach and an outstanding player in his own right for the Chanticleers back near the turn of the last century. In his first year as head coach, bringing the team back to Omaha, succeeding the legendary Gary Gilmore, who helped build the program, asking for the umpires to get together. And I'm not sure what the nature of the discussion is. Whether a foul ball, is that what Kevin Schnall is asking for the umpiring crew to consider? Those of you, Robert Hirsch and others who are watching and listening, I'm taking a look at the pitch, and it was a drop third strike. I didn't see contact with the hitter. And whether the home plate umpire is saying the ball hit the batter, here's the call now.
Coastal Carolina is challenging the intentionally hit by pitch. The previous play will be under review.
Okay, so Pado's been called out by home plate umpire Scott Latendre for intentionally getting hit by the 3-2 pitch. I'm a little nervous about the review coming here, folks, because now there was a slight downward movement of the front elbow by Pado, and if the call on the field is that he intentionally made that maneuver into the path of the ball, and that's what the home plate umpire called, if that's what he saw, I have a feeling it's going to be difficult to overturn. Nevertheless, I'm a little nervous about the review. And for those of you listening or watching and who may be doing a little bit of both, thank you for listening to the Beaver Sports Network. But if you're listening to what the announcers are saying next door, feel free to pass it along. I think my correspondent, Robert Hirsch, is channeling both the television images and the audio, as well as somehow trying to find a way to listen to yours truly. And Robert, I appreciate that great effort on your part. It's very helpful. We don't have a closed caption screen or any audio within the booth. I do have a monitor. I'm a little nervous about this call getting overturned because it certainly wasn't a blatant move into the ball by Blake and Pado. Here comes the call.
After review, the batter did intentionally try to get hit by the pitch. Runner's out.
The call stands or is confirmed. It's a gigantic call and one that the first base umpire, Kellen Levy, made sound a little more clear-cut than I think. You know, I know that in his explanation he can't say, well, folks, it was close, and some of you may think he did. I mean, you know, I've always wanted to live in a world where we'd get a little bit more amplification from our officials after replay. I know. You all saw it, but here's what happened, you know, that type of thing. I thought it was pretty close, but the call on the field was going to be difficult to overturn. So strike three called, weird strikeouts in the inning. Now Colby Thorndike, the batter, and the fastball from Ethan Kleinschmidt, very high, ball one. A strikeout on a pitch clock violation by a batter. Now a strikeout on interference, intentionally getting his arm in the way of a Kleinschmidt delivery. Bases remain loaded, 2 down. The 1-0 fastball fouled at the plate by Colby Thorndike, a left-handed hitter. 1-1 the count. Kleinschmidt through all of this, and it might be his finest hour as a Beaver if he's able, through this, to put up a 0. Bases loaded, 2 down. No score, top of the first. The 1-1 breaking ball, a line drive to the gap towards right center field. A diving try by Talt, but he can't get there. Caden Bodine scores. Blake Barthol scores. Also scoring on a double by Colby Thorndike was Walker Mitchell, and Coastal leads it 3-0. That'll bring to the plate Dean Mijos, the designated hitter. A guy that's 11-0 with an earned run average of 2.15 has been staked to a 3-0 lead, and the runs are all unearned. That's of little consolation to Ethan Kleinschmidt. The Beavers get a right-hander up in their bullpen with Coastal with a chance to put a 4th run on the board in a disastrous start for the Beavers here in the winner's side bracket game. And it began with an error, and that eventually cost the Beavers. 2 unearned runs allowed Friday night, 3 unearned runs allowed here. Fastball from Kleinschmidt swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. And more than anyone else on the field right now, Iva Arquette wearing it, pacing around a little bit at shortstop. Kleinschmidt is out of the inning if the Beavers pick up the baseball and throw it across cleanly to open the game. Fastball swung on and missed by Mijos. The count 1-2. And as it was, Kleinschmidt was still an out away through some unusual circumstances of putting up a 0. But a 2-out, 3-run double for Colby Thorndike. Thorndike's going to third. Fastball swung on and fouled back. Kleinschmidt kind of forgetting about the runner, not paying Thorndike any attention with the game at the plate. but it's fouled back by Dean Mijos, a right-handed hitter. 322, 2 homers, 18 runs batted in. 3-0 CCU out of the gate. The Beavers with a tough task ahead of them. Kleinschmidt from the stretch. Comes to the plate. Lifted foul off first, out of play. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Beavers hit 8 home runs in their 8 games in 2018 here in Omaha. But it is a pitcher's haven, that is for sure. Ethan Kleinschmidt back to the plate. Fastball taken. Strike 3 called. The inning is over. The only conventional strikeout of the inning in a most unorthodox inning for the Bees. An error, a walk, a hit batter, a balk. And more than anything else, though, the clutch hitting of Colby Thorndike. Just when it appeared Coastal might miss a huge opportunity, Thorndike to the rescue with a 2-out, 3-run double. We go to the bottom of the first. 3 unearned runs on the board for the Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina 3, the Beavers coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
As a locally owned company celebrating 25 years in business, the Barbers are excited to support the Oregon State Beavers. Come in and get the works. A full-service experience including a precise haircut, relaxing shampoo, scalp massage, and a hot lather neck shave by the most experienced barbers around. When it comes to men's grooming, nothing beats a true barbershop experience. Come and get yourself ready for game days. Book same-day appointments now online by visiting thebarbersonline.com. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with the tools and services to make running your business smooth and easy. Wafed Bank is here to help make it happen with options like credit cards, term loans, lines of credit, and cash flow tools like FinSync, so you get paid in hours, not weeks. It's never been easier to get the funding and tools you need to grow your business and meet your goals. Take on the new year with the best bank. Visit wafedbank.com or your local branch and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. Member FDIC, loans subject to credit approval.
Ethan Kleinschmidt with his own issues, but nevertheless did not allow an earned run in the top of the first inning. But the Chants, as they are known as for short, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, with a 3-run lead to hand to their best pitcher, a guy with ridiculously good numbers, going to the bottom of the first. Described, I think, with a certain degree of affection earlier today by hitting coach, assistant coach Ryan Gibson, when I asked him to break down Jacob Morrison for me. The first thing he said before he talked about fastball and command, all of those things, he said, well, he's a big donkey. That he is. Jacob Morrison, 6'8", 245 pounds, out of Flushing, Michigan, brings to his College World Series debut a record of 11-0, an earned run average of 2.15, making his 17th start, 96 and a third innings, 68 hits, only 22 walks, 95 strikeouts, a batting average against of 195. Teams have hit 6 home runs against him. No, the Beavers in a hole early. We'll try to begin to dig out of it immediately with Ethan Kleinschmidt touched for 3. Trent Caraway, first ball swinging back in the leadoff spot. A shallow foul ball down the right field line, headed for the Arkansas triangle. And running for it, trying to make the grab over the shoulder and not up to the task, Colby Thorndike. In and out of his glove, but a long run for Thorndike. It was shades of Game 2 in 2018. But in this case, the first baseman Thorndike called and finally not able to make the snag. Caraway first ball swinging. 0-1 the count. 3-0 Coastal Carolina. Bottom of the first inning. Trent followed by Ivo Arquette and then Gavin Turley. With the Chants scoring 3, the nation's hottest team with 24 consecutive victories coming into this one. Fastball a little up from Big Jacob Morrison. 1-1 to Caraway, 269, 12 homers, 47 runs batted in. Morrison back to the plate. Caraway takes a strike. The count 1-2. Trent followed by Ivo Arquette and then Gavin Turley. 3-0 Chants from Coastal Carolina out of the Sun Belt Conference, and Conway, South Carolina. Change up laced to center, but playable. Wells Sykes is right there to put it away. One away in the bottom of the first inning. Iva Arquette to the plate. Iva is arguably the best shortstop in Oregon State history, and is in the conversation for the 1-1 pick, as delineated by Keith Law in a mock draft for one of the authorities in all of sports and coverage and in college baseball. Keith Law, the college baseball writer for The Athletic, has Iva this week as his 1-1. Iva swings, it's a fly ball to right and pretty deep. Pato on the run towards the corner, and the ball will slice foul near the 3:35 mark, out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Arquette. 359, 18 homers, 65 runs batted in. But Iva has not been himself defensively yet. He has committed 3 errors after committing just 4 all season long coming in to this 2025 College World Series. But he was able to shrug off what he did in the top of the 9th inning and get to what turned out to be a big blow in the Beavers' 4-3 walk-off win. A single with 1 out, and then came home on the Gavin Turley game-winning double. He pops 1 foul here. Coming back to get it is the catcher, Caden Bodine, and he makes the catch. Arquette fouls out. 2 down. Gavin Turley strides to the plate. Gavin, the game winner on Friday night, roping a double down the left field line. Mitch Canam appreciated the Beaver video team, social media team, somebody, he's not sure who, and I'm not sure either, but someone overlaid the Turley double to win it for the Beavers here with 30 years ago at the Kingdome, and Edgar's magical double to score Joey Cora and Ken Griffey Jr. to beat the Yankees and win in the bottom of the 11th. That unforgettable game, one of the greatest games in baseball in Pacific Northwest history. The pitch to Gavin Turley, the 1-0 offering from Morrison, misses low for ball 2. Now the circumstances were different. The Mariners turned a deficit into a 2-out game-winning 2-run double into victory when Ken Griffey Jr. came in. Turley loses his bat, swings and misses. The bat goes pinwheeling above the Beavers dugout and down into the stairwell into the dugout. The count 2-1 to Gavin. 2 down, nobody on. 3-0 in the bottom of the first in favor of the Chanticleers. But in terms of the images involved, and Junior scoring from first with a game winner, Arquette scored the game winner on the Turley double. And Turley channeling a little bit of the Edgar spirit, and Mitch was a 12-year-old in Lake Stevens saying he was watching it and jumped for joy when that happened in his young baseball life, and he was glad to see it in person with his own team 30 years later. Breaking ball strike to Gavin. 2-2 the count. 2 down, nobody on. Bright sunshine back out again after we had some mitigating clouds in the top of the inning. Turley checks his swing on a 2-2 fastball. Kellen Levy says no swing. The count goes to 3-2. 3 unearned runs in the top of the first inning for the Chanticleers. 2 down, nobody on for the Beavers in the bottom half. The good news is there's a lot of baseball to play. Turley swings and fouls it back, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gavin. Kleinschmidt was oh so close to getting out of that top of the first inning through all of the difficulties, but not quite. Another 3-2 pitch. Gavin rips it to left field. It'll get down for a base hit in front of Sebastian Alexander on 1 hop. And so a little bit of good news, even if the Beavers don't rise up with 2 down to score anything here. The contact. Caraway's fly ball to center. Arquette slicing drive to deep right. This base hit here by Turley suggests that even against the estimable Jacob Morrison, that the Beavs are seeing the ball well enough. Good contact. Gavin Turley held on at first by Colby Thorndike. 3-0 Chanticleers, bottom of the first. Wilson Weber takes down and away, ball 1. Morrison is a strike thrower. In 96 and a third, just 22 walks, 95 strikeouts. Wilson at .332, 12 homers, 58 runs batted in. Gavin 4 for 5 and steals, is likely not going anywhere. Weber swings and doesn't get it. With the right-hander Morrison taking something off. 1-1 the count. Joey Wong coaching at third base. Brady Casper coaching at first. Big Jacob Morrison set, the 6'8 righty to the plate. A little cue ball off the end of the bat, fielded by Morrison to the right of the mound, underhands to first to retire the side. For the Beavers, no runs, a hit, one left. After one, 3 unearned for the Shawnts. The Chanticleers 3, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
Top of the second on this Father's Day in Omaha. The Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina leading the Beavers 3-0. Many greetings have gone out, love and wishes delivered by Beaver players to their fathers. We heard Dax Whitney speaking on behalf of Beaver players before the game. And a happy Father's Day to all. I hope to have opportunity. My father is no longer with us, but he's with me in spirit every day, and I'm so grateful to him, the finest man that I have ever had the pleasure of knowing in this life. But I do want to take a moment. It came to my attention through Dan Siegel and a good and longtime friend of a former Beaver pitcher, Chris Sturgeon, out of Grant High School in the Wilshire Park neighborhood in Northeast Portland. Sturgeon was on Pat Casey's very first Beaver baseball team in 1995. He pitched for Jack Riley in Jack's final season in 1994. Chris lost his life on Monday to a heart attack at the age of 51. Ethan Kleinschmidt to work here in the second, trailing 3-0, misses to the left-hand hitting Ty Dooley. Ball 1-0. I've been so impressed by the text messages and conversations I've had with people that knew Big Chris. The 1-0 pitch from Ethan is high, ball 2-0. So it is certainly a poignant message to share with respect to Chris Sturgeon, who last year returned to Goff Stadium at Coleman Field for the 30th reunion of the Northern champion Beavers in 1994 in Jack Riley's final year. Kleinschmidt delivers a strike to Ty Dooley, the count 1-1. Chris began his collegiate career at Clemson out of Grant High School to Clemson, then transferred to Oregon State for 94, and against Clemson in Hawaii in a baseball tournament beat the #1 team in the country the following year. The pitch to Dooley fouled at the plate and the count 2-2. But he had a wild warm-up getting ready for the game, throwing the ball all over the place. Brooke Knight was telling me about it, Alan Snelling as well, the Beaver shortstop. Brooke trying to catch all that stuff, and it got back to Jack that Chris Sturgeon was wild as can be, so Jack runs down to the bullpen there at the Les Murakami Stadium and says, throw strikes, man, in a rather forceful tone, I'm told. Come on, get it together. This is your game against your former team. You can do better than that. The 2-2 pitch, very high from Ethan, ball 3-2, 3-0 Coastal Carolina. Top of the second inning. Sturgeon proceeded to go out and walk the first 3 Clemson batters. Bullpen activity behind him. He struck out the side, no runs on the board. The Beavers went on to win 2-1, beating the #1 team in the nation. Kleinschmidt's 3-2 pitch is outside for ball 4, and his troubles continue. 28 pitches in the first inning, and Kleinschmidt Not short, unfortunately. The outstanding left-hander who's had a brilliant campaign, coming in at 8-4, an ERA of 3.54, just 33 walks and 86 and a third, and 6 hit batters, has hit a batter, walked 2. He struck out the side, but a good job by the Shants. They've run his pitch count to 34 after 28 in the first inning. Wells Sykes the batter and gets a bunt down, charged by Carraway. Trent's throw to first is just in time for the sacrifice. Wells Sykes getting the 54th sacrifice hit of the season for the Chanticleers, moving Ty Dooley to second. 1 away, and the batter will be Caden Bodine, who opened the game. Switch hitting catcher, hitting a one-hopper up the middle. Ivo Arquette flashing his great range at 6'5", went to his left and appeared to have, for him, a routine play, and overthrew Jacob Craig for an error, and a 3-run inning was on, eventually resulting in 3 unearned runs for the Chanticleers. We're in the second, 3-0 CCU. Chris Sturgeon recovered from that shaky start, struck out the side. The Beavers went on to beat the #1 team in the country. The game ended on a double play ball. Alan Snelling, the shortstop, to Scott Harden, the second baseman. 6-4-3 ball game. The Beavers over top-ranked Clemson in Hawaii back in 1994, 31 years ago. And our condolences to Chris, his wife, and his daughter. I understand married with a daughter, and very sad news. Pat Casey said he was just a sweetheart of a guy and an honor to have on his first team at Oregon State. Kleinschmidt's 1-0 pitch misses high. Ball 2, 2-0. A leadoff walk to Ty Dooley, a sacrifice for Wells Sykes. 2-0 to Caden Bodine. Kleinschmidt to the plate. A line drive dropped by Arquette, but he's got the runner hung up between second and third. He tosses to Trent Carraway, who makes the tag on Ty Dooley. 2 down. The mixed bag of sorts continues for Arquette, but he made a very good play to recover from dropping the line drive. I don't think he would have been able to double up Ty Dooley at second, but he might have had he fielded the ball cleanly in the air. But once dropping it, instead of trying to fire a throw to first to get Bodine, he saw that he had Dooley hung up and gets him out. 6-5. 2 down on the fielder's choice for Bodine. Sebastian Alexander, the batter, a throw to first, and Bodine steps back. 3-0 Chanticleers in the top of the second inning. Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. You can join right now. Visit OregonStateCU.com/join. Fastball misses high and away to Sebastian Alexander. 1-0 the count. Ethan's troublesome first inning led to activity behind him. There is no one throwing now. 2 down, a runner at first for the Chanticleers. A throw to first, and again Bodine back. And one of Chris Sturgeon's last Facebook posts, just to show you where his heart was this week, was being proud of and excited. A Facebook post on his Beavers going to Omaha. The 1-0 pitch hit foul by Sebastian Alexander into the deck to our right. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Alexander, who struck out looking in the first, actually struck out on a pitch clock violation on a 3-2 pitch in an odd first inning. Fastball taken for a strike, and the count 1-2. To wit, an error by Arquette. That's very odd. A balk on Kleinschmidt, his first as a Beaver. Kleinschmidt with a walk and a hit batter, then a pitch clock strikeout, a strikeout called on batter interference, intentionally get in front of a 3-2 pitch, and called out on strikes. And now the 1-2 pitch, fastball just misses inside. The count 2-2. Kleinschmidt was taking a step or two towards the Beavers' dugout on the third base side, but pitches on to the right-hand hitting Alexander with Caden Bodine at first. 2 down, 3-0 Coastal, top of the second. Fastball, swung on and missed, strike 3 to retire the side. The leadoff walk notwithstanding, a much better inning for Ethan Kleinschmidt. 4 strikeouts through 2. No runs, no hits, 1 left. After 1.5, the Chanticleers 3, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVB.com. That's WVB.com. Go Beavs!
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Oregon State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Bottom of the second inning, 3-0. Coastal Carolina on this winner's side game in the 2025 Bracket 1 College World Series. The winner gets an opportunity to play here on Wednesday afternoon at 11 o'clock Pacific time. The loser of the ball game must needs deal with Louisville in an elimination game on Tuesday at 11 Pacific. The Beavers down 3-0. Big right-hander Jacob Morris into the plate, and the first pitch from the 6'8 righty, a strike to A.J. Singer. A.J., Tice Peterson, and Jacob Craig in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 pitch, taken a little bit high, is called by Scott Latendre out of Grants Pass. Thank you, Jay Bird. Jay Reese informing me that Scott is a native of Grants Pass. I don't know where Roseburg Rick Harvey is today, but I know Eric Reisdorf and Romero Laura watching the game together back home. Thank you guys for all your great work. The pitch to Singer a little bit high, ball 2. 2-1, 3-0. CCU, Coastal Carolina. Second meeting ever between the two schools. Breaking ball high. Ball 3, 3-1 to A.J. Singer. Tice Peterson, the on-deck hitter, with Jacob Craig to follow. 3 runs, a hit for CCU. No runs, a hit, and an error for the Beavs. The 3-1 pitch. Singer gets a rip and fouls it straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Looking east towards the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge over the Missouri River, linking Nebraska and Iowa. The 3-2 fastball swung on and missed, strike 3, 1 away. Tice Peterson, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Earlier today, on a jaunt that I was grateful to have, just to be upright and walking around at all is a blessing. But I walked across the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge from downtown Omaha across into Iowa and back. Dr. Ryan, I'm not pushing it too hard, only about 70 minutes worth. Tice Peterson takes a breaking ball strike from Morrison. The count 0-1, 3-0 CCU in the second. But en route, Cannon Reeder's dad, and then a sweet moment, Michael Gretler. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball tap foul by Tice, and the count 0-2. And as we celebrate Fathers today, as I stopped and hugged it out with the Beavers national champion third baseman in 2018 here by himself. But a new papa, Michael Gretler, and his wife Emily, the proud parents of a 4-month-old baby girl named Caden. So a happy Father's Day to Michael, a long way from home, but his first Father's Day as a dad with his wife Emily. Congratulations to Michael Gretler, Emily, and family. The pitch to Peterson outside, the count 1-2. Tice swings at the 1-2 pitch and strokes it into left field for a base hit, and the ball gets by Sebastian Alexander and rolls to the base of the fence in front of the Beavers bullpen. Probably 1+1 here, because I don't think Tice was thinking 2 out of the box. We'll wait on the official scoring, but Tice into second base, and we'll wait and see what the scorer says. The ball was ripped towards the corner. but I don't think Peterson would have tried to go to second. And we're still waiting. No errors flashed up on the board yet. But Tice Peterson is at second base. And a chance for the Beavers to get on the board with Jacob Craig, the hitter. 3-0 CCU. And it's going to apparently be a double all the way, at least at this point. Jacob Craig takes a strike. The count 0-1. Big Jacob battling the big donkey. The right-hander Jacob Morrison, 6'8", comes to Craig, who swings and fouls it at the plate. And now an error, and I think rightly so, has been put up on the board. It took the official score a while, and in his deliberations has come to the right decision. Base hit for Peterson, error on Sebastian Alexander. The Beavers hope to take advantage of it now, although Jacob down in the count 0-2, Cannon Reeder on deck. The strike two pitch, a ground ball to the second baseman Blake Barthol. Fields and throws to first for out number 2. On the play, Jacob Craig advances to third. And Cannon Reeder to the plate. Cannon's papa making the trip up from Starkville, Mississippi, where he has moved back down to. It's an interesting life the Reeders have lived and has been well documented. We've talked about it with Cannon on pregame shows. Joe Freeman, Nick Daschel, and others, I believe, have written about the peregrinations, not necessarily of the 7 Seas, as W.C. Fields enjoyed as the great McGonagall, but peregrinations nevertheless. Eventually had them settle in Bend for a few years so Cannon could get established at a high school and finish out his prep days in one spot at Summit High in Bend. He takes high here, ball 1. But good to see Cannon's papa making the trip up. Cannon trying to get Peterson home and get the Beavers on the board. Swings at the 1-0 pitch and fouls it at the plate. 1-1 to Cannon Reeder, 3-0. Chanticleers, bottom of the first inning. Cannon had a run batted in the Beavers' 4-3 victory over Louisville here on Friday. 3-0 CCU, but the Beavs are hopeful to take advantage of an error, maybe get an unearned run of their own here, down 3-0. Reeder checks a swing on a fastball. No swing, says first base umpire Kellen Levy. 2 balls and a strike. Win or lose, these clubs will play an afternoon game. The winner on Wednesday, a couple of days off. The loser of this ball game Tuesday afternoon, 11 a.m. Pacific time. The 2-1 pitch, fastball outside, ball 3, 3-1. Easton Tolt on deck. Beaver Nation beginning to stir a little bit. You can hear them cheering in the background. Tice Peterson at third with 2 down. The Beavers trying to get on the board. The 3-1 change, swung on and missed. And the count goes full to 3-2. Tremendous atmosphere here at Charles Schwab, so named since 2021. 3-2 to Cannon Reeder. Morrison delivers a ground ball to short. Charged and fielded cleanly by Ty Dooley. Throws to first, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, an error. 1 left. Peterson stranded at third. We're through 2. Coastal Carolina 3. The Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Relax and unwind at Seven Feathers Casino Resort.
Whether you're staying overnight in their award-winning hotel or lounging in your RV at their top-rated RV resort, all of their amazing amenities are available to you.
Dine at the new Cow Creek Marketplace, Cow Creek Restaurant, or K-Bar Steakhouse.
Pamper yourself with a massage, facial, pedicure, or all 3 at River Rock Spa.
There's something for everyone at Seven Feathers Casino Resort, I-5, Exit 99 in Canyonville. Your place to play. Proudly owned and operated by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Hey there, Beaver fans. Holt Ag Solutions is proud to be your premier dealer for top tractor brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and more right here in Oregon. With expert technicians and quality parts, we are here to support your operation from start to finish. Stop by any of our Oregon locations to see the latest models from Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and all your favorite ag brands at Holt Ag Solutions. or call 888-HOLT-006 to talk with one of our ag experts today.
Top of the third inning, 3-0 Coastal Carolina. DeShawna clears with 3 unearned runs in the top of the first. Ethan Kleinschmidt has made 43 pitches through 2 innings. The left-hander getting ready to face Blake Barthel, Walker Mitchell, and Blagan Pado. Stop into any of your 39 neighborhood Dairy Mart stores and get what you really want. Fast. Real fast. And Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. Local people respond. Local people make decisions. Local people make sure you're happy. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. Ramju, I hope you're listening back home in the Pacific Northwest. Mitch Canam is on television being interviewed at the moment by the ESPN reporter down in the dugout. We play on, even though the interview hasn't quite come to a conclusion. Ethan Kleinschmidt ready, and the first pitch from Kleine is a fastball in there for a strike to Barthel. 0-1 the count. Blake drew a walk in a adventuresome top of the first. The 0-1 pitch, good fastball, laid on it, swung on and missed by Barthel. 0-2 the count. Barthel, you can't help see his hometown without channeling your inner Billy Joel, right? He's from Allentown. The strike 2 pitch on the way in the dirt, and the count 1-2 from Allentown, Pennsylvania. His mom, a field hockey player at Eastern Kentucky. His dad played baseball at Eastern Kentucky. Good ball player. Starting this ball game, 12 homers, 52 runs batted in. Scored a run in the 3-run first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the third inning, 3-0 CCU. Kleinschmidt delivers and the fastball's up. Ball 2, 2-2. Kevin Schnall calling the offense within the dugout. His first year as a head coach, and he's in Omaha. Fastball foul back. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schnall is just one of 3 rookie head coaches to win 50 games in his debut season. Mike Martin at Florida State, Mike Batesole at CSUN, and now Schnall, the winningest team in this College World Series. 54 wins, including 24 straight. Kleinschmidt's fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, 1 away. Walker Mitchell coming to the plate. Walker hit by a pitch for the 32nd time this season and ended up scoring a run in the 3-run first. And lest one think, well, yeah, but the Sun Belt Conference, when they won the national championship here in 2016, they were part of the Big South. But the people that have covered Coastal Carolina baseball know that, as Kevin Schnall himself says, we're no Cinderella story. They have been an outstanding program. First pitch from Kleinschmidt to Mitchell misses high, ball 1. And in fact, the D1 baseball writer who covered the Auburn Super Regional said up and down the line, Auburn a national seed, that Coastal Carolina matched up in terms of talent every bit as much with the Tigers. Fastball from Kleinschmidt, a strike, and the count 1-1. Coastal Carolina getting to Omaha for the second time by way of the Conway Regional in South Carolina, beating Fairfield and ECU. The pitch on the way, fastball foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Walker Mitchell, and then took 2 from Auburn in the Auburn Super Regional on the road. 7-6 in 10 and 4-1. 24 straight wins and up 3-0 here. 1-2 to Walker Mitchell. Blagan Pado on deck. Top of the third inning. Kleinschmidt to the plate and misses down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Walker Mitchell. Network stations will get a station ID in here momentarily. A rough start to this one. The Beavers hope that with plenty of baseball ahead, there's plenty of time to recover. Down 3-0 in the third. The 2-2 pitch hit sharply, fielded on a nice play by Trent Caraway, and throws cleanly across to Jacob Craig. 2 down. Nice job by Caraway. He's made 2 good plays, charging a ball, and that ball squared up, hit right at him for out number 2. And before Blagan Pato steps in, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID from Charles Schwab Field in Omaha on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Good fastball from Kleinschmidt to Blagan Pato. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Blagan appeared to be hit by a pitch to force in a run in the first inning. Was called out on strikes for intentionally putting his arm in the path of the pitch. The strike 1 pitch missing away. Now, my friend Cedric Cooney has texted me and said that the video replay showed that Pato was gritting his teeth in anticipation of taking one for the team and putting his arm in front of the pitch. It didn't look that clear-cut to me, but evidently it appeared so to those of you who saw repeated things on video. Ground ball slowly to second, barehanded by Singer. The throw to first is not in time. Singer was shifted over to his right, and then kind of a swinging bunt that cleared the mound. Now, the Beavers haven't shown an indication that they want to challenge the call, at least not yet. Boy, as I look down the left field line here, I think about a time the Beavers chose not to challenge in 2017 that still pains, but it did appear as though Pago, who's a good runner, beat it out fair and square, and he gets the infield single, and no challenge from Jacob Craig or the Beavers second baseman A.J. Singer. A 2-out scratch single for Blagan Pato. Colby Thorndike the batter. Thorndike swings, and it's a ground ball towards Singer. He shovels to Arquette at second for the force, and the inning is over. Thorndike had driven a 2-out, 3-run double to clear the bases in the first inning. All 3 runs unearned. Kleinschmidt has settled in somewhat, but as we go to the bottom of the third, it's still the Chanticleers 3, the Beavers nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osuconnections.org.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
3-0 Coastal Carolina as we move to the bottom of the third inning here at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. Jacob Morrison preparing to face the bottom of the Beavers order in Easton Told. Easton will be followed by Trent Caraway and then Iva Arquette. Coastal Carolina is no Cinderella, but they're still a newcomer, relatively speaking, to this whole D1 college baseball business. The program itself didn't begin until 1974. CCU operated as an NAIA club from 74 to 85, joined the Big South in 1986 under head coach Bobby Richardson. Yeah, that Bobby Richardson, still with us at 89 years of age. An outstanding all-star second baseman for the New York Yankees, who once had 12 hits in a World Series, and he caught the McCovey line drive, didn't he, Ron Callan? Game 7, Ralph Terry, 1962. The first pitch tall, missing from Jacob Morrison. The 1-0 fastball low and in, ball 2-0. Bobby ushered CCU into the world of D1, the head coach from 86 and 87, and then 85 and 86. They were in the Big South from 86 to 93, operated as an independent from 94 to 97. Tult takes a strike and the count 2-1. Back to the Big South from 1998 to 2016 in their last year in that conference, won the national championship and have been part of the Sun Belt from 2017 on. The 2-1 pitch to Tult is ripped to right. Back goes Pato to the track, to the fence, so long! Easton Tult hits one out. The Beavers hit 8 in 2018. They have their first in 2025. A Tult solo homer. Now CCU 3 and the Beavers 1. About 3 rows deep into the right field bleachers, shades of Tyler Malone, who hit 3 in that area in 2018. Kyle Novak powered a home run out that way too. The Beavers hit 8 home runs in their 8 games in their national championship season 7 years ago. Tult gets the Beavers on the board. The Chanticleers 3, the Beavers 1. Easton's 8th homer of the year. Trent Carraway takes a breaking ball strike. The count 0-1. Again, an encouraging sign. The Beavers have been making decent enough contact, and Tult certainly did. This is a pitcher's haven, and Tult drives one into the right field bleachers. The strike 1 pitch off speed, and Carraway out in front taps it foul. 0-2 the count. Trent hit the ball pretty well, but to center field for an out in the bottom of the first inning. Tult had to drive that ball because the breezes we have, they're not strong, but they are blowing in from center and right center. Carraway takes a fastball on the outside corner, strike 3 called. That's a nice recovery by the big right-hander Jacob Morrison. A 3-pitch punch-out of Trent Carraway after the Tult solo shot. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Umpqua Dairy, a Northwest favorite since 1931. That brings to the plate Iva Arquette, who fouled out in the first inning. Morrison to the plate, breaking ball, strike. 0-1 the count. Iva, although he ended up fouling out, did hit a long foul down the right field line in the corner, about 335 feet. The Beavers have made reasonably good contact against big Jacob Morrison, an unbeaten pitcher. Arquette fouls one into the stands to the right and out of play, and he's quickly in arrears. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, bottom of the third. 3-1, Chanticleers. Arquette looking for a 2-strike approach here. Gavin Turley on deck. The 6'8 right-hander Jacob Morrison taking a long look at his battery mate, comes to the plate. Arquette checks a swing and a pitch in the dirt. The count 1-2. Caden Bodine is, like former Husky catcher Sammy White, a strike stealer. Chip Hale, after the game, praised Bodine's ability to steal strikes. Said, hey, he's good at it. The pitch to Arquette, off-speed, pulled foul past Joey Wong, and the count goes to 1-2. Coaches, generally speaking, and managers, if they see that type of thing, they don't resent it. I think Jim Harbaugh may have resented when losing to the Beavers 38-28 at Reeser in 2009 with Andrew Luck down 31-7 at halftime after the game, trying to count for it, saying they teach holding well here. The pitch to Arquette, driven to the gap in right center field. Back goes Pato to the track, to the fence, and he leaps up there and makes the catch. 2 away, here in the bottom of the third. But again, good contact. Just not as much carry in a right-handed hitter. Tult was able to turn on a pitch and backspin it a little bit more and get it into the seats. Here, not quite Danny Hayes' country. Danny hit his ball much harder back in 2013, but it's an out. 2 down, and Gavin Turley to the plate. Gavin a sharp single to left in the first inning. 3-1 Chanticleers, bottom of the third. Yeah, Harbaugh trying to account for it. They teach holding well was sort of a begrudging compliment to Mike Cavanaugh and the Beavers offensive line that day. If they got away with it, good for them. The pitch is in there for a strike on a breaking ball to Turley. Morrison has started all three Beaver hitters, right-handed hitters in the inning with a breaking ball. Comes back 0-1, and Turley hammers one to left. Back goes Alexander to the track, to the fence, and makes the catch to retire the side. The Beavers settle for one run on the homer, but Arquette and Turley both with deep, long outs, which quite honestly, while disappointing they didn't go out or go off the fence, nevertheless I think are signs to the good for the Beavers going forward. Talt does leave the yard. Two long drives do not, but the Beavers are seeing the ball pretty well against a guy that's 11-0 and an ERA of just over 2. The Beavs get on the board on the Talt homer at the end of 3. Coastal Carolina 3 and the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the RAV 4th inning, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Now, back to the game.
Through 3 innings at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Nebraska, a winner's bracket game. The Beavers and Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers, 3 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. The Beavers 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Beavers with the only earned run in the game on the Easton Told home run. We go to the 4th. Ethan Kleinschmidt labored through the first inning with 28 pitches, but has come back for a more economical 15 apiece in each of the last 2. Dean Mijos, the designated hitter, will start things off for the Chanticleers. Dean will be followed by Ty Dooley and then Wells Sykes. Gavin Turley hit the ball deep on a rope to left, caught by Sebastian Alexander to end the bottom of the 3rd inning. He just retrieves a beach ball on the warning track out in left, tosses it back into the full bleachers in left center, and takes his post in left field as Ethan Kleinschmidt gets ready to face Mijos, whom he struck out looking in the first. First pitch fastball hit foul just to the left of my vantage point as I look out the window on this warm, muggy, but beautiful evening in Omaha. We occasionally see wild weather here, but Pat Casey's doctrine, there are no bad days in Omaha, is true even when it comes to the weather. Fastball stroke to left center field for a base hit. Mijos takes a turn, slides into the turn, will hold after the aggressive turn with a leadoff single here in the 4th. And Ty Dooley, who walked in the 2nd inning, will be the hitter. 3 unearned runs in the top of the 1st, setting a rough tone for the Bees, but Kleinschmidt, as is his wont, struggling through but finding a bit of a rhythm, has given up the leadoff base hit here in the inning. And now the left-hand hitting Dooley at the plate. And Coastal Carolina does bunt. We've seen a sacrifice already. A throw to first. Dooley doesn't tip his hand. And Dean Mijos steps back to the bag. Dooley leads the Chanticleers, tied for the team lead in sacrifices with 10. Kleinschmidt again to first base, and Dean Mijos back. Mijos 8 for 9 in stolen bases. They are no Wichita State with 333 bags in 72. They're no Louisville with 155 this year, but they do have 107 stolen bases. Dooley shows bunt, pulls back, and takes high, ball 1. 1-0. The outstanding photographer for Oregon State Athletics. Carl Masdam up in the booth with yours truly, getting some great shots from the excellent vantage point that we have here. He's all over the field, working throughout the stands, down on the field, the photographers well in both dugouts, but he's chosen to shoot from the booth here. The 1-0 pitch missing high, ball 2-0. And when I think of that play that Mitch Canam was praising and remembering fondly, Edgar's double, the shot that whatever photographer that was, it gets Ken Griffey Jr.'s head in the mob at home plate with a big smile on his face, is one of the great sports photographs in our shared Pacific Northwest history. The 2-0 pitch fouled at the plate on a bunt attempt by Dooley, and the count 2-1. And Carl does tremendous work. Whether he gets a shot like that or had one, I don't know. I haven't seen everything posted, but it was a beautiful image here on Friday night when Iva Arquette scored on the Gavin Turley game-winning double. 3-1 CCU in the fourth, a leadoff single for Dean Mijos. Again, a bunt shown, and Kleinschmidt misses. Ball 3-1. Wells Sykes on deck. It's a heck of a note when a batter is trying to give himself up, and if the other team ends up walking that individual, that's a tough one to take. So Kleinschmidt trying to get back in the zone here, 3-1. The bunt is on, and it's bunted foul in the air, and Wilson Weber, a basket catch in foul territory towards his own on-deck circle. One away. That result on a 3-1 pitch is why some coaches managers are wont to take a bunt off 2-0, 3-1 when a hitter has a decisive pitch. And ball ensue on the 3-1 count. Well, Kevin Schnall left it on for Dooley, who fouls out on the bunt. One away, Sykes, who sacrificed in the second inning, stands in. Kleinschmidt throws to first, and back to the bag steps Dean Mijos. 3-1 CCU, top of the fourth inning. At BECU, a member-owned not-for-profit credit union, they're proud to support Oregon State Athletics, and they put their members' best interests first. BECU, Power in People, insured by NCAA, membership required, restrictions apply. Kleinschmidt misses down and in, ball 1 to Sykes. 3-1 Chanticleers. Sykes, a graduate of the Citadel, had 6 triples a year ago, so he can run. He takes high, ball 2-0. Played 3 years and graduated from the Citadel, transferring into Coastal Carolina University, Conway, South Carolina, a town I've not had the pleasure of visiting, but I hear it's a bucolic little town, population around 20,000. The 2-0 pitch, fastball, a strike, and the count 2-1 to Sykes. Leadoff hitter Caden Bodine on deck. I have loved James Taylor and Jolie's version, Al Jolson. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning, or maybe in the afternoon too. A throw to first, and back to the bag goes Sykes. But when in my mind I'm going to Carolina, nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. What Carolina are they referring to? Is it a general area? Is it coastal? Is it south? Is it north? I've always wondered. Fastball from Ethan Kleinschmidt, missing inside, and he's behind the count to Sykes. 3-1, 3-1 Coastal Carolina in the fourth. It's a generalized Carolina by James Taylor, by Jolie. Carolina in the morning. Beautiful songs both. The 3-1 pitch on the way is ball 4. Tough, as Orson says in the third. Man, tough, old chap. Tough, yeah. Kind of a calloused view of getting discovered by Joseph Cotton for his nefarious doings. Tough, yeah. This is tough here. To see a walk to the 9-hole hitter Sykes to put runners at first and second with 1 out, and an outstanding hitter, switch hitting catcher, Caden Bodine to the plate. An ominous tone in the game struck when Bodine hit a ball up the middle, and Iva Arquette left from behind the bag, a play we've seen him make with ease all year long. He overthrew Jacob Craig for an error. And the Chanticleers ended up cashing it in with a 2-out, 3-run double. Bodine takes inside, ball 1, 1-0. So those of you who know your Carolinas, when that term, I'm serious, I've never known. Because you have North Carolina, South Carolina, is it all just Carolina when it comes to the songs? Fastball from Kleinschmidt, a strike, and the count 1-1. I mean, James doesn't say, in my mind, I'm going to North Carolina or South or Coastal. It must all just be one beautiful area of the world, and I've been in both states, but not Conway. The pitch to Caden Bodine, swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 4th inning. 3-1 Chanticleers. Ethan Kleinschmidt and Wilson Weber, the Beavers battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third. Kleinschmidt out of the stretch, comes to the plate, a ground ball to under A.J. Singer's glove into center field. What was going to be an inning-ending double play is another error on the Beavers through the wickets. And coming in to score is Dean Mijos. Coastal Carolina leads it 4-1. Just staggering, folks, as you know, because we've seen this Beaver defensive club excel all year long. The best fielding percentage in Oregon State history almost the entire season. And that was an inning-ending double play ball hit right at A.J. Singer. And it goes through the wickets. Miho scores. Wells Sykes to third. Caden Bodine aboard on the error. 4-1 Chanticleers. Sebastian Alexander, the batter, has struck out twice. Wow. First and third, 1 away. Kleinschmidt throws to first. Bodine steps back to the bag. Boy, Kleinschmidt made his pitch, a beautiful one. And the Beaver spray charts had Singer perfectly positioned. Kleinschmidt snaps a throw to first. Back to the bag goes Bodine. And that's baseball. It's been an incredible run and ride for the Beavers, who have defended the yard spectacularly in 2025. But an inning-ending double play ball instead becomes a run-scoring play for the Chanticleers. The lead is back up to 3, and the threat continues here in the 4th. 4-1 CCU. Alexander takes down and away. 1 ball and no strikes the count. First and third and 1 out. Kleinschmidt again will try to minimize the damage. He's about to make his 77th pitch here in the 4th. He's had to make some extras as a result of some defensive issues. Fastball low, ball 2, 2-0. Some activity begins in the Beaver bullpen. It's Zach Kamatz loosening up. His brother Jacob also pitching today at the professional level. A throw to first base. Bodine steps back. The duo of Singer and Arquette has just been a joy to watch here in 2025. That's not lost upon me. There are no bad days in Omaha. But we have seen some unusual things. Or as the gospel writer said 2,000 years, we have seen strange things today. A phrase that is certainly true of what we've seen from the Beavers up the middle, with our errors on both Arquette and Singer, who were near errorless throughout the campaign. Pitch hit foul. Now the 2-2 offering, swung on and missed. Strike 3. The ball gets away from Wilson Weber. Down the line to score is Wells Sykes on a strikeout. And it's now 5-1 Coastal Carolina. That evens the count, not strike 3. That evens the count at 2-2. But I assume that's going to be a passed ball. The pitch was a little bit wide. We'll wait for the official scoring on that. 2-2 to Sebastian Alexander, who drills one to left field. Back goes Gavin Turley, still going back, makes the catch on the run. Excellent play by Gavin. Turns and fires the ball back in, 2 down. Well, he had to get on his horse to go track that one down, and did, and caught it. Really good play by Turley. But 2 very disturbing runs in the inning, as are all 5 for CCU, which has opened up a 5-1 lead. The Chanticleers have won 24 straight. And we saw when the Beavers had 2 23-game win streaks en route to Omaha in 2017 and getting wins 22 and 23 consecutively here. To get that many wins piled up, you got to get some breaks here and there. The Chanticleers clearly have had some to get 23 or 24 straight coming in, and they've had several here tonight. The pitch to Blake Barthol, hit foul, off to the left and out of play. They're going to score the run for Sykes on a wild pitch. 2 runs in the inning. 5-1 Coastal Carolina. Kleinschmidt delivers good fastball, swung on and missed. The count 0-2. Really impressed by the catch by Turley. First of all, to read it so quickly. Immediately was retreating towards the track and then looking up into a tough sun field to the west, much as he deals with back home at this time of night. Able to stay with it and haul it in. Runner at second, 2 down. The strike 2 pitch from Ethan misses down and away. Ball 1, 1-2. 5-1 Coastal Carolina. Top of the 4th inning. The pitch on the way just outside. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. None of the runs earned for Coastal. So indeed, tough, as Orson said. It's true. Very tough inning again. 5 unearned runs in the game for Coastal Carolina. They're looking for a run here with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Fastball swung on and missed by Barthol for strike 3 to retire the side. But momentum swings back to CCU. Some rare defensive missteps for the Beavers tonight. 5 unearned runs against Kleinschmidt through his 4-inning stint. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Michael Gretler up on the big screen. National champion being interviewed here. Gretler, whom I mentioned earlier, a papa. 4.5 months, he and Emily blessed. Emily said, go, man, go. Back to Omaha. He's being interviewed up on the big screen. Let's hope there's some inspiration therein as we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Chanticleers 5, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Weyerhaeuser has operated in Oregon since 1902 and is proud to support local organizations and invest in the future of our communities. This is our home, where hundreds of our employees live, work, and raise families. And we're excited to support Beaver Athletics and our many Oregon State alumni making a difference across the state, in our forest, in our mills, and in our communities. Learn more at WY.com. Go Beavs!
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Bottom of the 4th inning at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. The Beavers trailing 5-1. The Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, winners of 54 games and 24 straight. Coming into this one of the runs has been changed to earned after further consideration by the official scorer, but the Beavers have given up 4 unearned, but have shown signs against Jacob Morrison of seeing the ball pretty well and getting some good swings. The Easton Talt home run last inning and a couple of deep flyouts from Marquette and Turley. Wilson Weber takes the first pitch out of the zone from Morrison. The 1-0 pitch, a strike. Wilson, a little tapper back towards Jacob Morrison in the first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another beach ball retrieved out on the warning track. Here in the bottom of the 4th, 5-1 Chanticleers. The winner plays Wednesday afternoon here, getting a couple of days off, would play Wednesday at 1 o'clock. The loser of tonight's ball game will play Tuesday at 1 in an elimination game against Louisville. Louisville scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning today and defeated Arizona and eliminated the Wildcats 8-3. The pitch fouled at the plate. The count 1-2 to Wilson Weber. Morrison delivers and bounces his 1-2 pitch. 2-2 the count. Wilson Weber, A.J. Singer, Tice Peterson. 5 runs, 3 hits for Coastal Carolina. A run, 3 hit, 2 huge errors for the Beavs. Wilson swings and it's a 2-hopper to short. Ty Dooley fields cleanly and throws out Wilson. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. A.J. Singer, who struck out on his first at-bat, will make his way to the plate. Are you 55 plus in our community? Have you ever wanted to be a Beaver cheerleader? P3 Health Partners can make it happen. Go to osubeavers.com/senior cheer squad to learn more. A.J. smarting a bit, I would think, after an inning-ending double play ball appeared to be hit his way that would have kept the Chanticleers off the board, ended the inning, and the lead still at a much more manageable 3-1. The ball just simply got through his legs. Maybe he was thinking of feeding Arquette too soon. A.J. takes high here, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1. The job 1, secure the baseball, and I think A.J. was perhaps in too much haste to field and get the ball to Arquette to make sure the double play ensued. Singer tries to bunt for a hit wide of third, but it's fielded by Walker Mitchell, who throws out A.J. for out number 2. The intangible of momentum clearly in CCU's favor, and the Beavers are just as they have all year. And Michael Gretler shared it best during the in-house video board interview. He said it's our DNA to keep fighting back with the grit and toughness. This is a tall order here. Down 5-1, 2 down, nobody on, against a guy with a slate of 11-0 and an ERA of 2.15. But again, the Beavers have made decent contact. Ryan Gibson was saying if we see the ball better as we go, that's good, but we also like our chances against their bullpen. Peterson, a fly ball to left and playable. Sebastian Alexandro over a few steps to put it away. The Beavers have their quietest inning yet, and we are through 4. Coastal Carolina 5 and the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Mitch Canam teaches his team the values of hard work, dedication, and swinging for the fences. That's the same philosophy at Umpqua Dairy. For over 90 years, they've produced award-winning ice cream. Just like the Beavers baseball team, Umpqua Dairy has picked up its fair share of national championships through the years. Check out their flavor of the month at umpquadairy.com and find their Oregon-made ice cream at your favorite grocery store. Umpqua Dairy and OSU baseball, a home run combination.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Top of the 5th inning at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. The Beavers trailing the Chanticleers 5-1. Ethan Kleinschmidt still in there pitching, victimized by some unusual defense for the Beavers. They've been so good that I know it's certainly the anomaly in this 2025 campaign. They've committed 2 errors leading to 4 unearned runs. Ethan Kleinschmidt has made 85 pitches, and he has Zach Kamatz loosening up behind him as the 5th inning begins. Walker Mitchell, Blagan Pato, and Colby Thorndike against Ethan. The left-hander's first pitch. Fastball is ruled to be outside by the home plate umpire, the pride of Grants Pass, Scott Latender. Walker Mitchell's been hit by a pitch and grounded to third. The 1-0 fastball fouled back. The count 1-1. Beaver Baseball is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers, a proud sponsor of Oregon State's Road to Omaha. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. The best place to go right here, Omaha, Nebraska. The Beavers having a tough time of it tonight, but this is not an elimination game. The Beavers have dealt pretty well historically in Omaha with such events. The pitch to Mitchell is high, ball 2, 2-1. If they don't pull this one out, then they will face one Tuesday afternoon, 11 a.m. Pacific time, against the Louisville Cardinals, who staved it off with a victory over Arizona today. The 2-1 pitch to Mitchell misses outside, ball 3, 3-1. Zach Kamatz continues to throw. Sidney Pointer, the creator of MLBs.com, has given me a report on brother Jacob. The 3-1 pitch is lined to center field. Laying out and making a great catch is Cannon Reeder, one away. The Beaver outfielders in each of the last 2 innings have made tremendous grabs. Gavin Turley retreating and Cannon Reeder racing in, laying out and catching the line drive, just avoiding a trap, and it's a clear line drive out. Coastal Carolina would not be of a mind to challenge it. The replay up on the big video board clearly indicating that Reeder made the tremendous catch. Good thing, too, because if the ball gets by, we would have seen Walker Mitchell run for a while. First pitch fastball to Blagan Pato, actually an off-speed delivery that Pato thought was a fast one, and he swings through it. 0-1 the count. Pato has struck out looking and had an infield single. Bob Keith seems to think, and has texted me, Pato fouls one back in the count 0-2, that on that infield single that A.J. Singer's throw to first beat Pato. Bob, you may be alone, unless the video replays clearly indicated that he was out, but Bob Keith text, Singer's throw beat the runner, period, dot. Okay, well, I thought he was safe from the naked eye up here, but I never saw it on video replay, and the Beavers didn't ask for a review. But thank you anyway, Bob. I always appreciate your opinion. The strike 2 pitch misses high. 1-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 5th. 5-1, Coastal Carolina. Kleinschmidt delivers a little bit high, ball 2, 2-2 with a breaking ball. The zone has been fairly tight from Scott Latendra, and Beaver Nation seems to agree with that statement. A chorus of boos for Latendra here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Beaver Nation has been a little grumpy from the get-go and down 5-1 in the 5th. Fastball popped up foul off first. Jacob Craig watches it sail about 7 rows deep behind the Chanticleers dugout. It remains 2-2 on this Father's Day 2025. I lost my dad in September of 2014. Think of him every day and grateful to say that the finest man I ever knew. And the 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3. He landed at Normandy on Omaha Beach. Omaha Beach, by the way, named by General Omar Bradley for one of his leaders in his division because he was from Omaha, and that's how the beach got named. The 3-2 pitch taken, strike 3 called. Good breaking ball, bending back over the outside edge. Pato strikes out, 2 down. Colby Thorndike, the batter. Thorndike with a swing of the game, a bases clearing 2 out, 3-run double in the 2nd. Bounced into a force play in the 3rd. From Normandy at Omaha Beach, ended up being attached to Patton's 3rd Army and was awarded a Bronze Star for his bravery in the Battle of the Bulge in Bastogne. My dad was not one to talk a lot about these things. In his later years, I was able to draw him out a little more, and he was a little more willing to talk, but a harrowing experience, and he was a hero, as were so many in that battle. But from Normandy to the Battle of the Bulge. Thank you, Daddy. And he was also not a guy who grew up not far from here, Sioux City, Iowa. Ended school at the end of 6th grade to go to work during the Depression. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. He's not a sports fan at all, but when yours truly evinced an interest at the age of 7 discovering baseball on the radio, the next thing I knew, a couple of days later, he comes home with baseball gloves. One of them a 3-fingered glove that I still have. And he didn't really know how to play catch, nor did I, but we started doing it. My dad supported his son's love for baseball, bought me a radio to listen to in my room, took me to ball games, Dodger Stadium, the Forum, the Coliseum. He gave me a great life. Happy Father's Day. The 2-2 pitch on the way, fastball just outside, ball 3, 3-2. 2 down, nobody on, top of the 5th inning. 5-1 Coastal Carolina. Ivar Arquette playing nearly behind the bag at second for the left-hand hitting Thorndike. Kleinschmidt is probably in his final inning of work. He's over the 100 pitch count. He's 3-2 on Thorndike, looking for his first clean inning, but he hits Thorndike. A 2-out hit batsman, which will bring the right-hand hitting Dean Mijos to the plate. It's part of Coastal Carolina's approach, and we'll see what Rich Dorman, the pitching coach, wants to do. Mijos has struck out looking and singled sharply to center. Thorndike 7 for 7 in stolen bases, and I think this is the end of the line for Kleinschmidt, who has just made his 103rd pitch. For 2 reasons: a right-handed hitter up. It could indeed be a matchup on one level, righty against right, but also 103 pitches in the warmth and humidity of Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. And Rich out to talk to Ethan, who does have 2 outs in the inning. The Beavers trail 5-1, and Coach Dorman is going to make a call to the bullpen and bring in Zach Kamatz. We'll give you Brother Jacob's numbers via Sidney Pointer when we return. The call to the bullpen presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. Coastal Carolina 5, the Beavers 1, top of the 5th. Zach Kamatz in for Ethan Kleinschmidt. 4 unearned runs on Ethan's slate tonight. It was not his best stuff, but he will get a well-deserved round of applause again from Beaver Nation as he heads toward the dugout on the third base side. A pitching change in Omaha, 5-1 CCU. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah! Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Top of the 5th inning, Zach Kamatz into the ballgame for the Beavers. Sidney Pointer has an update, I thought, on Jacob's line today. Jacob with an opportunity to pitch Game 2 of a doubleheader for Charleston. He may still be in the midst of that now, but I haven't seen any update there. But if you have one, Sidney, feel free to pass it along as we welcome you back in to Charles Schwab Field. 5-1, Shanta clears in the top of the 5th inning. The Kamatz brothers pitching now on the same day for the 4th time this year. April 22nd, April 29th, June 1st, and June 8th. And now on this June 15th, a week later, this would make it 5 times that the Kamatz brothers have pitched on the same day. Jacob Kamatz trying to climb the ladder professionally, and Zach Kamatz hoping to continue to his strong freshman season with the Beavers. And looking for the 3rd out here in the top of the fifth. The Beavers trailing 5-1. Colby Thorndike hit by a pitch, held on by Jacob Craig. Kamatz delivers a fastball inside to Dean Mijos, who against Kleinschmidt struck out and singled to center. Chanticleer's 3 unearned runs in the first, 2 runs, one of them unearned in the fourth. Zach's 1-0 pitch misses, ball 2, a throw down to first. Back to the bag goes Colby Thorndike. If I slip in and ever call him Roger Thorndike, you'll understand, those of you that love one of the great films ever, North by Northwest, and Cary Grant as Roger Thorndike. Colby Thorndike gets his lead. The pitch to Mijos, stroke to deep left center field. Back goes Gavin Turley. This will carry off the middle of the fence. Turley plays the ball off the fence. Rounding third on his way to the plate is Thorndike. He scores with a head first slide on the double by Mijos, and Coastal Carolina leads it 6-1. Now the problem therein is falling behind 2-0 and then making a pitch eminently hittable, roped off the 375 mark out in the alley in left center field. The second 2-out double of the game for the Chanticleers. The winningest team in Omaha with 54 coming in, 24 straight wins. We're seeing examples of why. Opportunistic offense taking advantage of Beaver defense. We close the book on Kleinschmidt as the left-hand hitting Ty Dooley steps in and takes a strike. 6-1 Chanticleers in the fifth. Kleinschmidt 4 2/3, 3 hits, 6 runs, 2 earned. That last run charged to him. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 hit batters, 103 pitches. Dooley takes a fastball from Zach Kamatz down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-1 Coastal Carolina in the fifth. I suppose if the Beavers don't rally, it'll just feel like old times. The Beavers coming through the losers bracket to win it all in 2018 and 2006. Yeah, that 2007 route, not bad either. A 3-2 win. Pitch swung on and missed in the count 1-2 over Cal State Fullerton on the turn. Darwin Barney to Joey Wong to Jordan Leonardton. And then 4 wins by 6 runs or more. The Beavers making history 2 seasons in a row here. A ground ball to third, fielded by Caraway, throws across to Jacob Craig to retire the side. But again, with 2 outs, the Chanticleers rise up. A hit batter, a run-scoring double. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Coastal Carolina 6 and the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Bottom of the fifth inning, 6-1 Coastal Carolina. Between innings, as I was talking about my dad's service and heroic service in World War II, and a really special moment here as the crew of the USS Nebraska is introduced to this full house at Charles Schwab Field, and a standing ovation ensues. Beaver Nation is hopeful that they will have something to stand up and cheer about. The only moment really in the ballgame along those lines, Easton Tolt solo home run in the third. The Chanticleers have only out-hit the Beavers 4-3, but they are comfortably in front, 6-1. With Jacob Craig, Cannon Reeder, and Easton Tolt coming up against Jacob Morrison, who, if he gets through this inning with the lead and it holds, would go to 12-0 on the year. Jacob, first ball swinging, and a pretty good rip. Fouls it straight back. 0-1 the count. Craig grounded out to second in his first at-bat. The pitching coach for the Chanticleers is Matt Williams in his first year. Not that Matt Williams. The pitch to Craig, grounded to short, charged by Dooley. He fields cleanly and throws out Jacob, one away, and Cannon Reeder to the plate. Reeder also grounded to Dooley in the second inning. Williams does have a little activity going in the form of guys moving around and stretching out. No one throwing. The Beavers turning to their bullpen in the top of the inning, and a rough luck outing for Ethan Kleinschmidt, no doubt. But he was not his usual sharp self either. He didn't have command, particularly of his secondary stuff. And while only 2 of the runs are earned, he was putting himself somewhat in harm's way by the lack of command with some hit batter and a walk. Cannon Reeder takes high, ball 1. But a great year it's been for Ethan, and he hopes to have another opportunity to pitch in this ballpark as the week moves along. Reeder takes high, ball 2, 2-0. 6-1 Chanticleers, bottom of the 5th. The 2-0 fastball in there for a strike. The count 2-1. Jacob Morrison, 6'8", 245-pound right-hander, has sat at 92. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball at 93, foul back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cannon Reeder. Easton Tolt belted one into the right field bleachers in the 3rd. That's the Beavers' only run. Easton on deck. 2-2 to Cannon. With the wave beginning to roll through Charles Schwab, breaking ball misses away, ball 3, 3-2. Morrison has been true to his line in that he hasn't walked a batter. He struck out 2. About to make his 66th pitch. A ground ball back of first, knocked down by the first baseman Thorndike, but he feeds Morrison covering for the out. 2 away, and Morrison, since the home run by Tolt, even though he gave up a couple of long fly ball outs thereafter, has retired 8 straight and is settling into a rhythm. 6-1 Coastal Carolina, 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the 5th inning. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Knife River. Knife River is building Beaver Nation and making communities stronger. Knife River, a people-first company. Tolt takes a strike on the inner half. Cutter, good pitch, 0-1 the count. Easton hammering a home run on a 2-0 pitch in the 3rd. Takes down and in to even the count at 1-1. Falling behind, as Zach Kamatz could attest to, 2-0 is not a recipe for success usually. And Tolt turned a 2-0 pitch around into the bleachers for the Beavers' lone run. 6-1 CCU in the 5th. Tolt way out in front of an off-speed pitch and rolls it past Brady Casper, the Beavers' first base coach. 1-2 the count. 8 home runs for the Beavers in 2018. And Adley Rutschman with a College World Series record 17 hits. Kevin Abel with a College World Series record 4 wins. Good times indeed. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. The Beavers go in order, and a big, loud, exuberant yell let out, as you could hear, by the big man, Jacob Morrison, who's retired 9 straight since the Tolt homer, and I feel like that was almost, okay, you got me, I just got you, back to Tolt. The Beavers go quietly again in the 5th. CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services is your local nonprofit dedicated to providing employment opportunities to veterans and those facing physical and economic challenges within our community. Founded by a veteran in 2013, Blue Sun Inc. has helped more than 2,300 people find employment opportunities, resulting in more than $19 million in wages going back into the local economy. To learn more about Blue Sun Inc. and how you can help provide employment opportunities, please visit BlueSunInc.com. Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services, proud to partner with Oregon State Athletics. Go Beavs!
Top of the sixth inning in Omaha, where the Beavers trail the Chanticleers of CCU 6-1. Zach Kamatz came on in relief of Ethan Kleinschmidt last inning. This is Zach's 18th appearance coming in, 2-0, 4.21 with a save. 28 strikeouts in 25 and two-thirds innings, just 7 walks issued, a batting average against of .272. We didn't have a chance to pass along those numbers in the activity of the top of the fifth. The Chanticleers, 3 unearned runs in the first, 2 runs, one of them unearned in the fourth, and picked up an Ernie in the top of the fifth. They lead it 6-1. Bright sunlight has again prevailed as Zach Kamatz goes to work on Wells Sykes, the 9-hole hitter. Wells takes inside, ball 1. Wells is sacrificed, walked, and scored in the 2-run fourth. The 1-0 pitch runs inside, ball 2 from Kamatz. 2 balls and no strikes. As I await on an update from Sydney on Jacob Kamatz, the elder brother of Zach. The 2-0 pitch from the younger Kamatz in there for a strike, and the count 2-1. Happy to report via Sydney that both Matt Boyd and Drew Rasmussen, who have pitched in this ballpark for the Beavers, both won their 6th games of the season yesterday. Jacob Melton a couple of days ago, his first extra base hit in the major leagues, a 2-run triple, but is now on the 10-day DL. All of that information on all Beaver players. The ball hit foul down the right field line, the count 2-2. Playing their craft professionally, either in the major leagues or the minor leagues, you can find at MLBs.com. Sidney Pointer does a great job with that site. A fly ball to right field, right at Easton Tall. Easton makes the catch. 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring to the plate the leadoff hitter and the catcher extraordinaire, Caden Bodine. Hit the ball up the middle that Ivar Arquette fielded cleanly, but then overthrew Jacob Craig on to open the game and open the door to a 3-run, all 3 unearned top of the first for the Chanticleers. Bodine has since bounced into a fielder's choice and been aboard on what would have been an inning-ending double play ball that led to 2 more runs for the Chanticleers in the fourth. Bodine in the middle of the action. Switch hitting catcher takes his first swings from the left side, and first pitch from Kamatz missing outside. The right-hander back to the plate and misses for ball 2, 2-0. Sebastian Alexander on deck. 6-1 CCU in the 6th.
Ball's down.
Scott Latendra says the ball is down, and it was. And Zach behind 3-0 to Bodine. Cannon Reeder shielding that sun out in straightaway center. Kamatz's 3-0 pitch is ball 4. The Beavers have not had a clean inning on the mound. And while they've certainly kicked the ball around a little bit defensively, the freebies have hurt as well. That's 4 walks to go with 2 hit batters. Bodine aboard on the walk. He's been on base every time he's been up, and now Sebastian Alexander, who struck out twice and flied to left at the plate. Kamatz delivers a line drive base hit to right field. Easton Talt will play it on a hop. Bodine stops at second. Blake Barthol will be the batter. No one throwing to the Beavers bullpen, but that'll change momentarily with Big Leif Palmer getting ready to throw. The fans are chanting from the Chanticleer side, let's go Coastal, let's go Coastal. And boy, they've been going a long time. And Rich Dorman, Leif just beginning to throw, is on his way out to the mound with the Beavers trailing 6-1 in the top of the 6th inning. 2 on, 1 out for the left-hand hitting Blake Borthold. As Rich pays a visit to the mound, just shy of 8 o'clock here in the Heartland, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. 6-1 Coastal Carolina, top of the 6th inning, threatening again. Rich Dorman paying a visit as Leif Palmer picks up his pace a little bit in the Beavers bullpen beyond the left field fence. It is wonderful to be at this ballpark. It's pristine, it's beautiful, and even those who loved the Blatt, the Diamond on the Hill, Rosenblatt Stadium, the home of this event from 1950 through 2010. It was during the 2006 College World Series. Some of you may remember that one, but it was during the 2006 series when the Beavers were making history, becoming the first team to win 6 elimination games en route to the title. But the concourses that year were overcrowded, the bathroom lines so long, and etc., that the officials really began after that to talk about the new venue. There had been talks already about it, but that kind of pushed the envelope, and we got to do something. Blake Borthold takes a pitch outside, ball 1-0. 2 on, 1 out. Zach Kamatz, a rare walk moments ago, comes back to the plate. Good fastball under the hands of Borthold, who swings and misses. The count 1-1. That got the wheels much more in motion for the new yard, and it opened in 2011. Has been the home of this great event ever since. Kamatz's 1-1 pitch pulled foul. One of the charms of the old event. Some of you may remember this. I don't. Headset on. Some of you may. There was a legendary public address announcer at the old Blatt that during the games, mid-inning or whatever, there was a time that he would ask the fans at Rosenblatt to turn and say hello to the person next to you, meet your neighbor, tell them where you're from, and let's make friends here at the College World Series. What a sweet and quaint thing, right? The pitch on the way to Borthold, hit foul off to the right and out of play. 1-2 the count. 2 on, 1 out. 6-1 Coastal in the top of the 6th. And that almost has that Sunday churchy kind of feel to it. Turn and say hello, greet your neighbor. But I guess if you're with Susan Sarandon in the Church of Baseball, that's about right. The 1-2 fastball down and away, ball 2-2. I don't know if any of you ever experienced that, but if you did and were part of that, those crowds in the 05, 06, 07 trips here, do you remember that? It's a sweet thing. That's not a tradition any longer down here in the new digs. Fastball swung out and missed by Borthold. Strike 3, 2 down. Nice job by Zach Kamatz to come back and get a good left-handed hitter. And now Walker Mitchell to the plate. Walker hit by a pitch in the first, grounded to third in the third, lined out in the 5th. Coastal Carolina kind of has a cruise mode going. They're cruising. They're up 6-1. Trying to relegate the Beavers to the losers bracket. The Beavers came through it to win it all in 06 and then played 8 games and won it all in 2018. First pitch fastball from Kamatz, a little low, ball 1. I'm getting reports from some of you that the zone from Scott is a little inconsistent. Wide some innings, not so much in the others, and that pitch appeared pretty good from here, but called a ball. 2 on, 2 out. Zach Kamatz out of the stretch. The 1-0 fastball swung out and missed. Some good action to it. Diving down and away from the right-hand hitting Mitchell. 1-1 the count. The literature here this week on the 75th anniversary of the event had a story which was rather disturbing. The 1-1 pitch down and away, ball 2, 2-1. When I think of the marriage of this city and their diamond anniversary in that marriage. 75 years of this event in Omaha, as it should be, right? The 2-1 pitch, grounded foul outside of third, and that evens the count at 2-2. But there was a move in the mid-50s, led by Rod Dado, the head coach at USC, making a strong push to take the College World Series to coincide with the opening of Disneyland in 1955. And there was strong consideration given to it. The pitch in the dirt, and the count goes full to 3-2. Now that in itself, quite honestly, when I think about a ballpark near Disneyland and the College World Series and Americana 55, Disneyland baseball, Dado pushed it. The Southern California leaders wanted it. It stayed here. That's still a better thing. The runners go. The 3-2 pitch to Walker Mitchell outside ball 4 to load him up for Blagan Pato, who was struck out looking, had an infield single, although Bob Keith Sidney also says that he was out at first. Rich Dorman on his way to the mound, and 2 walks in the inning have led Rich to kind of jog out of the dugout, now slow to that familiar stride as he makes his way to the mound to make a pitching change and wants Leif Palmer to come in and try to keep this one from getting completely out of hand. CCU leading comfortably 6-1. They have the bases loaded with 2 down. The call to the pen is presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. Still in Omaha and glad to be. Tonight's result notwithstanding, this is the best place to be. Leif Palmer will try to help keep the Beavers in the game as he comes in with the bases loaded, 2 down, 6-1. Shawna clears in the 6th. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Scout the goat from Bend. Scout loves to help around the farm and enjoys rooting for the Beavers year-round. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Leif Palmer, the third pitcher of the night for the Beavers, who trail it 6-1 in Coastal Carolina with 2 huge 2-out doubles. The biggest blow coming back in the first inning when Ethan Kleinschmidt and the Beavs threw an uncharacteristically shaky defensive top of the first were nevertheless a pitch away from being out of the inning with a 0 on the board. But Colby Thorndike, with the bases loaded and 2 down, drilled a 3-run homer to the gap in right, 3-run triple to the gap in right center. 3-run double, pardon me, to score 3. A 3-run double, 3-0, all 3 runs unearned. And the Beavers have been fighting uphill ever since. Then, when Coastal Carolina picked up another run in the 5th that came on a 2-out double. Now with 2 outs and the bases loaded, and the Beavers just trying to cling to some semblance of hope in this one. It's Blagan Pato, a right-handed hitter at the plate, and Leif Palmer delivers a 94-mile-per-hour fastball in there for a strike to Pato. 0-1 the count. Leif making his 18th appearance, 2-0, an ERA of 2.12, 2 saves, 29 2/3, 17 hits, 14 walks, 18 strikeouts. A batting average against of 175. A fly ball to right at Easton Tall, who makes the catch. Palmer gets the job done. The inning is over. The Beavers still have some measure of hope. It's about all they've got right now, but they hope to fight back as we go to the bottom of the sixth. The Chanticleers leave 3 at the end of 5.5. CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
All stolen bases by the Beavers in 2025 are brought to you by Steel. In baseball, being good means being consistent, and consistency in outdoor power equipment is Steel strength. Real Steel. Find yours. Visit steeldealers.com and go Beavs. Bottom of the sixth inning, Coastal Carolina leading the Beavers 6-1. In just the second meeting ever between the two programs, the only other one in the chill of T-Mobile Park in March of 2019. A cold day at T-Mobile, a 4-4 tie. Bo Phillip with 3 runs batted in, and Adley went 2 for 4 en route to his Player of the Year honors later that season.
Get that shit down.
Trent Caraway delivers. The effects from ESPN picking up a bit of counsel from one of the CCU members in the dugout, trying to keep that ball down. Caraway pulling one foul. The strike one pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-2. Caraway has flied to center and struck out. The Beavers only run an Easton Tall home run in the third. They've made some decent contact here and there, but this is a pitcher's haven, and big Jacob Morrison has used it well. Caraway pops one foul to the right and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This will be the 74th pitch of a nice easy outing for Jacob Morrison. Really no pressure at all. Since the home run by Easton Tall, he's retired 9 straight. And make it 10. He kept the ball down. Fastball swung on and missed. Ivar Arquette to the plate. 1 gone. Now, I'm not saying that the Beavers, I know if they don't come back tonight, and there's still a lot of baseball left. And what we saw against Florida State and what we've seen against other teams, you can't count them out, and that is a mantra for them. But if they don't, I know they will be brave, and it won't just be what they're supposed to say in the presser and to any other inquirers in the next couple of days. Arquette swings and fouls it back. 0-1 the count. If they do face elimination on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time here against Louisville, I'm sure the sense will be, bring it on. Let's go. That's who we are. We're built for it. The strike one pitch. Morrison bounces one to the backstop. 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the sixth. 6-1 CCU. Now, you'd rather be in Coastal Carolina's shoes in this game and just what it would mean, obviously, to win it. If they do hang on and win this one, they're up 6-1. They get 2 days off, and while everybody else is slugging it out in the loser's bracket, they wait until Wednesday afternoon. Arquette backs away and takes high. The count 2-1. The everybody else would be, in this case, Oregon State and Louisville. But they would be in the catbird seat, needing to be defeated twice if they prevail here. Arquette hammers a breaking ball to deep left center, but the ballpark will hold it. Well, Sykes moves over and back, not even on the warning track, to make the catch. Well struck, really well struck by Iva. A breaking ball up. But you have to give Iva Arquette credit, for the swing, but give the pitcher Morrison. Yes, he's had some balls pretty well hit against him, but he's filling up the zone. He's not walked a batter. He's used the dimensions of the ballpark like the great Jim Bunning did at Shibe, which then became Connie Mack, and Jim Bunning won a lot of games and afterwards often would say, good old Connie Mack, using all 450 feet to center to get outs en route to the Hall of Fame. Gavin Turley swings and misses. 0-1 the count. And Jacob Morrison right now, good old Charles Schwab. The ballpark has played well for him. Slider for a strike, and he's ahead to Turley 0-2. And since the Tolles home run that Easton powered into the right field bleachers in the third, he's retired 11 straight and is cruising and appears to be on his way to a 12-0 record. Fastball got him swinging, and once again Morrison turns and yells towards the Beaver dugout. Well, good for you, good for him. This thing ain't over yet. This ball game, nor what happens in this region. Jacob Morrison's histrionics notwithstanding. He's good. We're through 6. Coastal Carolina 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention and nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Whether it's OSU Game Day or you're getting ready for OSU Game Day, make sure Dairy Mart is on your playlist. With 39 neighborhood stores throughout the Willamette Valley, Dairy Mart has everything you'll need for a great game. Beer and pop, ice, chips, healthy, fresh-to-go snacks, even hot deli items, and your favorite Lock Me dairy products. Stop into your local Dairy Mart and get what you really want for Beavers Game Day.
Dairy Mart is here, man. Dairy Mart's right here.
Through 6 innings at Charles Schwab Field in lower downtown Omaha, Coastal Carolina, 6 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Oregon State, 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. To the 7th inning we go. Leif Palmer, who came on to get the final out with the bases loaded in the 6th, starts with a clean slate to face Colby Thorndike, Dean Mijos, and Ty Dooley in the 7th. Jacob Morrison was indeed fired up, and one can't blame a kid. They're having a good time. This is the best place to be, but his shouting coming off the mound, he turned his body and directed it towards the Beavers dugout. Now, to me, to be as exuberant and pumped up and yelling and cheering and celebrating with your teammates is fine. When it goes the other way, not quite so much. Slow ground ball. A.J. Singer charges gloves and throws to first to get Colby Thorndike. 1 away on the first pitch of the top of the 7th inning. Palmer's faced 2 and retired 2. Thorndike, the game's biggest blow without question. A bases clearing 2-out, 3-run double in the first. And CCU has been cruising behind the outstanding work of Jacob Morrison ever since. It's 6-1 here in the 7th. Thorndike, though, out this time on the first pitch that he sees. Dean Mijos has squared the ball up a couple of times. Palmer delivers a fastball just outside ball 1 at 96. If I remember in Major League, right, what did he throw that time? The longtime clubhouse attendant guy in Tucson, and he looks at the gun and yells back after the pitch by Charlie Sheen. 96 is said as if that were some big deal. Now it's commonplace. The 1-0 pitch to Mijos outside ball 2, 2-0 to Dean Mijos. Dean has blasted a ball to center and doubled. He takes a strike in the count 2-1. Mijos's double in the fifth was a 2-out, 2-bagger to drive in a run. Coastal Carolina went up 6-1, and that's where we are in the seventh. Big Leif works out of the stretch with nobody on, delivers away. Ball 3-1. Leif Palmer and Wilson Weber the battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Tolt in right. The sun not an issue at all. Under the lights, and no sun at all to deal with bathing the field. The 3-1 pitch hit foul, heading to the stands right below us, just below the press box vantage point, to run the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mijos, with Ty Dooley on deck and a beach ball being retrieved by Easton Tolt and tossed back up into the stands on the warning track. From the warning track to the bleachers, we're told hit one earlier. So he's plied those folks with a couple of balls, one a little bit bigger than the other tonight, here at the Schwab. Leif's 3-2 pitch, fastball, swung out and missed, strike 3. Excellent pitch, riding up and in on Mijos with a swing and a miss. 2 down. Ty Dooley the batter, and Leif Palmer is sitting on a 1-2-3 inning, something the Beavers have not experienced on the diamond defensively tonight. On the other side of it, Jacob Morrison has retired 12 Beaver hitters in a row. Ty Dooley has walked, bunted sacrificially, tried to bunt sacrificially and fouled out, and grounded to third. He takes a strike from Palmer. 0-1 the count. 2 down, nobody on in the seventh. 6-1 Coastal. The strike 1 fastball from Leif misses low. 1-1 the count. Bobby Richardson ushering, as I mentioned earlier, this program to the D1 level, then went on to coach at Liberty. Still with us at 89 years of age, and I'm told still looks in on and occasionally visits Conway, Coastal Carolina. Great baseball program. The 1-1 pitch misses for ball 2, 2-1, as their head coach Kevin Schnall said, quote, "We're no Cinderella," unquote. Since 2000, the Chants have the 6th best winning percentage in the nation. Leif delivers and misses low, and he runs the count to 3-1, looking for that first clean 1-2-3 inning, but is behind the count to Dooley. 3-1. Wells Sykes on deck. Palmer from the stretch with nobody on delivers, slap foul down the left field line and out of play. 3-2 the count. On this Father's Day, thinking about the tremendous images and love of the game, and Donald Hall, an excellent book if you ever get a chance to grab it. A garage sale, used bookstore. Donald Hall, the poet's Fathers Playing Catch with Sons, the title of the book, and some elegant essays in it. The 3-2 pitch, a fly ball to left field and playable for Gavin Turley. Gavin grabs it, and Leif Palmer is phase 4, retired 4, the side in order here in the 7th. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Fathers Playing Catch with Sons, a beautiful image. You think about Field of Dreams, building to a game of catch, the beautiful novel Shoeless Joe, and just the storyline of fathers and the sons in this great game. It is Father's Day. Moms have a big hand in it too, but hope you're enjoying your Father's Day however you may be taking it in, and we're grateful to dads everywhere. The Beavers hope to have a rally in them for their fathers everywhere. We go to the bottom of the 7th. CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osUconnections.org.
Today's Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Golden Retrievers Parker, Reeser, and Gill. These three pups are inseparable and love sporting their beaver gear. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
All saves this year are presented by WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank, you deserve a best bank. Late Palmer not in line for a save by any means, with the Beavers trailing 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the seventh, but he's done nice work out of the pen. He's retired all four batters that he's faced. Now the Beavs hope to find some life against right-hander Jacob Morrison, who's retired 12 in a row. First pitch strike to Wilson Weber. 0-1 the count. Easton Told homered and injected some life into the Beavs with the solo shot back in the third. Weber swings and misses in the count 0-2. That made it a 3-1 ball game, but the Beavers haven't had a base runner since. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Morrison about to make his 84th pitch. 11-0, an ERA of 2.15. Weber swings and rolls one slowly foul Joey Wong's way. Joey picks it up and throws the baseball into the stands, ingratiating himself with the fans behind the Beavers dugout. 0-2 to Wilson, who was hit back to the box and grounded to short. Big Jacob has gone all the way. 6'8", 245-pound right-hander delivers a bouncer to third. Short hop and a nice play by Walker Mitchell, and throws to first for the out. 13 in a row set down by Morrison. A.J. Singer will be the hitter, is struck out and grounded to third. Joey ingratiated himself forever with Beaver Nation in 2007, his freshman campaign. I had the pleasure of meeting his father-in-law, Dan Concannon, former Portland State ball player, played with Tice Peterson's dad for Jack Dunn and the Vikings. I met Dan last night via FaceTime with Aubrey Wong. Joey's wife said, "Hey, I'm going to FaceTime my dad. Do you want to say hello?" And so she put me on the phone as we were sitting in the lobby of the hotel and got to meet and visit with Dan. The first pitch in there for a strike to A.J. from Morrison. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, and the count 1-1, and got to see Joey's kids, Jet and Bo, and meet them, say hello to them. Sweet moment, a pre-Father's Day greeting last night, and I thank Aubrey for that. Dan, very gracious, outstanding man, and got a Father's Day greeting a little early last night from Aubrey. Breaking ball misses up and in, ball 2, 2-1. But Joey with the super regional hit that gave the Beavers the victory in game one off of Zach Putnam, and that incredible turn not long thereafter up the hill at Rosenblatt. Ball hit into the dugout on the right side, caught by one of the players in that dugout for the Chanticleers to run the count to 2-2. 2 outs, or 1 out, pardon me, nobody on in the seventh. 6-1 CCU. Morrison's 2-2 pitch tap foul. There are certain plays in the midst of, and the Beavers are playing in their 35th game in the College World Series. And I know that, as Thomas Boswell, the great writer, said, in leaving certain games, you take away from the ballpark, you're burying with you canvases for a lifetime. We have a few of those right here in this yard, to be sure. The 2-2 pitch, Singer a 2-hopper to short. Ty Dooley on top of it, throws to first. 14 in a row set down by Jacob Morrison. CCU leading 6-1, 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the seventh. Tice Peterson, the batter. But the imagery of that turn against Cal State Fullerton in 2007, among the finest in the history of Beaver baseball. Darwin charged the ball in an off-balance throw. Joey, when I've talked to Joey about his part of the play, he said, I didn't really do anything. It was Darwin who did it all, getting to the ball and then throwing on time and on target to Joey coming across the bag against Fullerton. But The photographer captured the image beautifully, and I know many of you own that still as one of your canvases. Peterson swings and misses, 0-1 the count. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Beavers trailing 6-1. The 0-1 pitch, a strike, and the count 0-2. It feels like there's no shot against this guy, right? But we'll see how long the pitching coach, Matt Williams, wants to go with Morrison. The strike-2 fastball is swung on and missed, and that's 15 straight retired by Morrison, who continues to stay fired up. He might want to finish the deal, and he certainly could. He comes off, pumping his fist into his glove. He's pitched a gem, a masterpiece, and a canvas for Chanticleer fans, to be sure, through 7. 15 in a row retired since the one and only good moment for the Beavers in this game, honestly. The home run by Tolt in the 3rd. We go to the 8th. CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on Steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
6-1 Coastal Carolina as we move to the top of the 8th inning. Leigh Palmer faced 4 and retired 4. Now the Beavers will give an opportunity, and what a stage it is for right-hander Zach Edwards. Zach, a true freshman out of Riverton, Utah, 6'2", 215-pounder. Comes into the ballgame for the Beavers in the top of the 8th. Again, charged to just try to roll up some outs and give the Beavers a fighting chance over their last couple of innings. Edwards, during the regular season, this is his first postseason appearance. Let me check that. I've got it here. I don't believe he pitched at all in either the Corvallis Regional or the Super Regional, but let me quickly double check his line as he comes in. He did not. In fact, his last outing was against the Portland Pilots in a game that Ron Callan called back on the 13th of May at Goff Stadium at Coleman Field. He won an inning and a third against the Pilots, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. It has been a little over a month then since Zach Edwards has towed the slab in a live game. 14 regular season appearances, 16 innings with a save, 17 hits, 8 walks, 18 strikeouts, a batting average against of .262. Wells Sykes, the right-hand hitting center fielder, leads things off against Zach in the top of the 8th. 6-1 Coastal. And Edwards, who can fire it, throws a 97-mile-per-hour fastball inside ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, swung out and missed. He took something off with the slider, and a pretty good-looking pitch from Edwards. Zach's a very important pitcher in the Beavers' future. Now, these are important times right here, clearly. But he's a guy, a big arm, that I think we'll see a lot of in the days ahead. Ground ball to second. A.J. Singer looks it in and throws to Jacob Craig for the out. 1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. The Chanticleers leading by a score of 6-1. The Chanticleer, I'm told, is a rooster and was first mentioned, or somehow it made its way into the English language through the Canterbury Tales. That's about all I know of the Chanticleers and the rooster and Chaucer. I've read a couple of them here and there. It's difficult, it's slow going for me, but I know it's great stuff. Robert Hirsch, please enlighten me, elucidate me on how great it all is. It's been slow work for me when I've tried. Caden Bodine swings and misses. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. And Zach Edwards ahead of the count 0-2. Coastal Carolina, a young baseball program. First officially sponsored in 1976. D1 10 years later. The strike 2 pitch missing down and away from Zach Edwards to Caden Bodine. 1-2 the count. But the 6th winningest program in the 21st century by percentage, and a national title in 2016. The pitch on the way, a slider swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. Filthy. Zach Edwards strikes out Caden Bodine. 2 down, nobody on in the 8th, and Sebastian Alexander the batter. Sebastian was called out on strikes on a 3-2 pitch clock violation in the first inning. Struck out legitimately in the second, swinging a slide to left, single to right, a ground ball wide to first, fielded by Craig, underhands to Zach Edwards covering for the out. It has been impressive work by the two hard-throwing right-handers out of the Beavers bullpen, but is it enough? They've kept the Beavers in it as we go to the bottom of the 8th, at least within some semblance of striking distance, but the Beavers have not been able to touch Jacob Morrison, who returns to the mound for the bottom of the 8th, having retired 15 straight. At the end of 7.5, CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver fans! Thinking of hosting a game day watch party or just enjoying some good food with good friends? Reese's deliciously convenient deli salads and ready to heat and share side dishes are always a fan favorite and ready for fun when you are. And as Reese's celebrates 75 years of good times, we can confirm that time flies when you're having fun. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 6-1, Coastal Carolina. A shot of Scott Sanchi on the big board out in right field. Scott, one of the heroes of the 2007 national champion Beavers. And while Jacob Morrison, the right-hander, has been in absolute cruise control save for one pitch, a 2-0 offering that Easton Tolt turned around for a home run in the 3rd. And has retired 15 Beavers in a row. Nevertheless, one takes nothing for granted. And pitching coach Matt Williams has a left-hander throwing in the bullpen back of Morrison, who goes to work against Jacob Craig, leading matters off with the Beavers in the 8th. And more of the same. The first pitch fastball is swung on and missed. The 95th pitch of the night for Morrison. The Beavers put a little bit of pressure on Big Jacob early. Jacob to Jacob. The strike 1 pitch is low in the count, 1-1. A 2-out single for Gavin Turley that almost constitutes pressure the way things have gone generally. But in the 2nd inning, the Beavers had a runner in scoring position but came up empty with a double and an error on a ball hit by a single and then an error. Peterson at second was stranded at third. But Morrison, who delivers outside ball 2-1 to Jacob Craig. Delivers to Jacob, who drills it foul down the left field line into the lower grandstand. Well out of play. 2-2 the count. The point being that Morrison has not worked from the stretch since the 2nd inning when Tice Peterson is at second. And the right-hander rocks out of the windup, delivers. Jacob hits one foul into the seats down to our right. One of the highlights of the game was turned in by a Beaver fan back in the 1st inning. And now another Beaver fan has caught a foul ball here late. It's a little disappointing if that's the extent of the highlights. The pitch to Jacob Lowe, ball 3, but the Beavers, who battled back and did so memorably 2 weeks back, a week and a half, about 9 days ago against Florida State, down 4-1, hoping to get something going here in the 8th. Craig takes low, ball 3. Morrison hasn't walked anybody. The 3-2 pitch, a chopper right at the third baseman, Walker Mitchell. He throws to first, 16 in a row retired by Morrison. One away. Cannon Reeder, the batter. That's just beautiful pitching. No walks. Filling up the zone, using the spacious ballpark, using his defense. It's been a tough night. I know it was early for you back home, a 4:07 first pitch. But in the relative pleasant conditions here in Omaha, the game started at 90 degrees. It's cooled off. We'll check the official temp here in a moment. The pitch on the way to Cannon Reeder, a blooper to center. It'll break the streak. After 16 in a row, Reeder dumps a single into center field with 1 out. Easton Talt will be the batter. That's 102 pitches for Jacob Morrison. Talt turned him around with a home run in the 3rd. He does hit from the left side. And at 102 pitches, you wonder now if the pitching coach, Matt Williams, with a left-hander in the pen, and the one guy that has shown that he can perhaps get this thing turned around quickly and make an impact on the game with one swing, Matt Williams has called time and is on his way out to the mound. And may indeed want to bring a left-hander in to perhaps force Mitch Canam's hand, also get Morrison out to give him the love from his own fan base. The Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, they're already beginning, as we often hear at Goss, to cheer the young man in the event that a pitching change is in the offing. No signal yet from Matt Williams, who has given up the homer to Talt and struck Easton out. The left-hander's been throwing since the inning began, and Coach Williams, who handles all of the pitching stuff for Kevin Snow, visits and changes, elects to stay with a right-hander who has been dominant, to say the least. He does have a left-hander in Hayden Johnson loosening, and now Ryan Gibson, after that, calls a timeout. It has been such a breeze for the big right-hander Jacob Morrison that I get a sense, after the fairly lengthy conversation on the part of Matt Williams with his pitcher, that he follows that, does Ryan Gibson, with a timeout of his own, just to let the big fella think about it a little bit more. Jacob taking the time to wander around the mound, playing a little catch with himself, tossing the ball in and out of his glove, while Hayden Johnson, the left-hander, continues to throw. The Beavers would like to think that before the night is over, that this big fella Jacob Morrison might actually lose a little command and issue a walk. Help the Beavers get back in the game. 1 out, a 1-out single for Reeder. The Beavers with their 4th hit. Coastal Carolina only has 5, but the Chanticleers lead it 6-1. After the 2 timeouts, one defensively, one offensively, Talt steps in. Cannon Reeder at first with 1 out, 6-1 CCU. Talt with a big swing and a miss at the first offering. Off speed. Talt may have been looking fastball, and he was out in front. 0-1 the count. Out of the stretch works Morrison. The 0-1 pitch is fouled at the plate, and Talt is quickly in a whole 0-2. Toyota's partnered with your local Toyota dealers to create Benny's Buddies, a fan club for your favorite pets. Each member gets an official social media filter. Toyota and Oregon State give away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and much more. Sign up your pet at OSUBeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Reeder at first, 1 out, 0-2 to Talt, 6-1 CCU in the 8th. Morrison delivers, and Talt out in front. Pulls one foul in front of the Chanticleers dugout. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. A thrilling finish here Friday with the Beavers beating Louisville 4-3. The Beavs would love to have another one. It's going to take some doing to get there. Down 6-1 in the 8th. Tall swings and pulls one foul, again in front of the CCU dugout. The pitch count coming up, but in no wise is big Jacob Morrison, the 6'8", 245-pounder, playing into any kind of script of giving in and losing command of the zone. The big man from Flushing, Michigan, has filled up the zone all night. No walks, no hit batters. Leading 6-1, 0-2 on Talt with 1 out in the 8th. The strike 2 pitch misses low and in. Ball 1, 1-2. Easton has done a great job leading the Beavers, and by plenty, in drawing ball 4. And I mean, it counts 1-2 here, so he's a long way from that. But 62 walks on the year. The 1-2 pitch to Easton, swung on, foul tipped and held. Strike 3, 2 down. Morrison kind of strutting around the mound and looking into the Beaver dugout. He's not going to see the Beavers again, so he can perhaps deal with such histrionics with impunity. One wouldn't think so anyway, unless it's a short bullpen stint in an elimination game down the road. The Beavers, unless they have a miracle rally, Catherine Kuhlman style in them, are going to need to beat Louisville to get another shot at these guys on Wednesday afternoon. The loser of this game plays Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday morning Pacific time at 11. Trent Caraway slashes one into center field for a base hit. Cannon Reeder, after hesitating, takes a turn and goes to third. The center fielder, Wells Sykes, a little nonchalantly playing the ball as the first rainfall of this 2025 College World Series ensues. A base hit for Caraway. Iva Arquette, the batter. Caraway jumping on the first pitch that he sees. The teams are tied in the hit column at 5. We have been blessed with very mild and good weather heretofore, but it's beginning to rain a little bit now as Iva Arquette steps to the plate. And if Iva, who blasted a ball earlier, could tie into one, the Beavers are right back in this thing. And that's going to do it for Jacob Morrison. Out of the dugout on the first base side comes Matt Williams. He's going to call upon his left-hander Hayden Johnson to face Iva Arquette. And the Beavers showing some mettle here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 on, 2 out. Iva Arquette at the plate against the left-hander, looking for a big swing to try to get the Beavers really back in the fight. A tremendous and well-deserved ovation for big Jacob Morrison, who comes out with a well-deserved standing ovation from the CCU fans, and Beaver fans are up on their feet as well. Beaver Nation appreciates good baseball and great pitching, and they just saw plenty of that. Great pitching from Jacob Morrison. But the Beavers are hopeful that they have a breakthrough in them. 2 on, 2 out, down 6-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Back to Omaha after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Hey Beaver fans! Thinking of hosting a game day watch party or just enjoying some good food with good friends? Reese's deliciously convenient deli salads and ready-to-heat and share side dishes are always a fan favorite and ready for fun when you are. And as Reese's celebrates 75 years of good times, we can confirm that time flies when you're having fun. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
health plans do what is required. Pacific Source Health Plans does a little more than that. For example, they provide human service, not automated phone trees, and they offer extra support for members who may be struggling. Pacific Source Health Plans going beyond what's required to put members first. A little bit of life shown by the Beavers here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they can turn it into, with apologies to Chad Weaver, who's here, they could turn it into real life if Arquette can turn a pitch around. Now, Iva's the Beavers' leading hitter, starting the night at .359. 18 homers, 1 shy of Gavin in that category. 65 RBIs, 3 shy of Gavin, who holds the lead in the category. Arquette to the plate with 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. The Beavers trailing 6-1. Left-hander Hayden Johnson, a sophomore, making his 22nd appearance. Comes to Arquette. First pitch is a strike. The count 0-1. Johnson 5-0, his 22nd appearance. 1 save, 32 2/3, 16 walks, 48 strikeouts, batting average. Arquette, a slicing drive to right field. Pago on the run in the corner, gets there, slides into foul territory, and made the catch to retire the side. Excellent play. He went out of my sight, but a good job by Blagan Pato to stay with it and grab it, and the Beavers' threat felt like it had some legs. Comes to an end with Arquette fouling out down the right field line to end the inning. We go to the 9th, CCU 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
The Oregon Potato Commission has teamed up with Oregon State Athletics to let everyone know how nutritious and performance-enhancing potatoes are. Did you know that potatoes are one of the most nutritious foods you can eat? Potatoes are loaded with vitamin C and have more potassium than a banana. That's why Oregon potatoes are an integral part of the Power Pack diet specifically designed to fuel Oregon State athletes. As alumni, supporters, growers, and the official state vegetable of Oregon, the Oregon Potato Commission is proud to support Beaver athletics. Go Beavs!
Hey Beaver Nation, there's nothing like celebrating a big win, right? Generations of OSU families know that you can't win in sports or life without a strong team to support you. When it comes to your health, P3 Oregon is proud to support Oregonians and the Beaver Nation. The P3 Care Team works alongside your provider to connect you with the care you need in between doctor's visits. Medication management, nursing support, health questions. Our team has got your back. Celebrate a winning season of health. Visit p3oregon.org to learn more.
6-1, Coastal Carolina to the top of the 9th inning. The Beaver bullpen of Leif Palmer and Zach Edwards have retired the last 7 Chanticleer hitters. CCU 3 outs away from staying on the winner's side of the bracket and taking the proverbial catbird seat perch into Wednesday afternoon. If the Beavers don't have a big rally in them, then they would have to play 3 straight days to win their side of the bracket and get into the championship weekend. Now, we saw what they did with needing to win 4 backs to the wall in the Corvallis Regional. Tough to ask the fellas to go do it again, but they would say bring it on, I'm sure. But first things first, to the 9th we go. Zach Edwards to face Blake Barthol, and the first pitch just misses for ball 1 on a change from the right-hander Zach Edwards. Barthol has walked and scored and struck out his last 3 times. 6-1 CCU, top of the 9th inning. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, 2-0. Joey Munt is loosening in the Beavers bullpen. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Edwards to the plate. Fastball in there for a strike. Pumping it through at 96. 2-1 the count. Blake Barthol, Walker Mitchell, and Blagan Pato. Smells like a thunderstorm out there. The 2-1 slider foul at the plate. Good pitch by Edwards in the count 2-2. We have not had any rain yet. They went away from, they being the powers that be, and this is the 75th anniversary of this event in Omaha, from the opening ceremonies because it got rained out several times. And all the money spent and the preparations and all of that, and no fans able to come. The 2-2 pitch, a check swing on appeal, no swing, says third base umpire Jeff Head. The count goes to 3-2. So a few years back, they decided to do away with the opening ceremonies where all 8 teams are introduced. I like that, actually, as a tradition, but they've gone away from it just because they had too many rainouts. When the Beavers were here in 2013, the opening ceremonies were rained out, and that wasn't the only time. So the zoo function on Thursday night was a first and well received. The 3-2 pitch hit foul off to the left and out of play. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Rod Dato wanted to move this to coincide with Disneyland. It felt kind of like an employees' night at Disneyland at Henry Dorley Wednesday. And watching the Beaver players on the lift, the ski lift kind of ride, waving and taking pictures, and had the place to themselves with the 7 other teams. A good time had to be sure. 6-1 CCU. The 3-2 pitch misses for ball 4. A leadoff walk to Blake Barthol. Walker Mitchell, the hitter. Chanticleer is looking for a little bit more insurance. The Beavers made a little bit of noise in the bottom of the 8th, still trailing 6-1. It has all the look in the world of the Beavers needing to channel their 2006 and 2018 magical energies, wherein out of the losers bracket, they won it all. Facing 6 elimination games in both years. The first team to do that in the 06 championship season. A bunt put down, fielded by Edwards. His only play is to first. At least that's the choice he makes. He might have had a chance to get Barthol, but Walker Mitchell sacrifices 1-3. Gives you an idea, I think, of the respect that the head coach Kevin Schnall has. He calls the offense within the dugout. That up 6-1, he asks his cleanup hitter to sacrifice. And Walker Mitchell gets it down, the 55th sacrifice of the season for the Chanticleers. It gives him a chance to add a run. Blagan Pato takes a strike from Zach Edwards, and I think Zach's fireballing ways played a little bit into the decision. Zach has touched 97 in this outing. Zach Edwards back to the plate. Slider swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. The line on the starter, Jacob Morrison, for CCU, 7 2/3, 5 hits, a run. It was earned. The homer by Tolt, no walks, 7 strikeouts, 109 pitches. An outstanding job by Big Jacob. Zach Edwards to the plate, chased and missed on the slider, strike 3, 2 down. Beaver pitchers have actually pitched well. The score might not indicate it, down 6-1. It's been the defense tonight that has let the Beavers down. Kleinschmidt 4 2/3, 3 hits, 6 runs, 4 unearned. It's a 2-1 game, extrapolating everything out. If the Beavers had just played clean defensive baseball, that would feel a little different than it does right now. First pitch, trying to check his swing. Colby Thorndike goes around. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Blake Barthol at second. 6-1 CCU in the top of the 9th inning. Beaver pitchers have combined to strike out 11 Chanticleer hitters. Breaking ball pulled foul. The count 0-2. Zach Edwards' stuff has looked plenty good, and I'm told again by Robert Hirsch, my correspondent, one of many. Thank you all so much for keeping me apprised along the way of things you hear on the television or otherwise, or glean from whatever source. But that Ben McDonald was praising Dax Whitney's stuff from Friday night against Louisville. The strike 2 pitch is a wild one, bounces away from Wilson Weber. And down to third base on the wild pitch on cork by Edwards goes Blake Barthol. 1-2 the count to Colby Thorndike. And Dax was in command. landing all of his pitches, mid-95 fastball, good slider, curve, and change. It was a big night for Dax, and he hopes to have another one here. The Beavers down 6-1 here in the top of the ninth inning. Edwards to the plate, fastball up and away, ball 2-2-2. It appears as though it will need to be a route through the loser's bracket here in 2025 for the Beavs. Down 6-1 with only 3 outs remaining, but a lot of pitching depth, and they believe they have the wherewithal to make their way through such a challenge. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, and the count goes to 3-2. If that is the requirement, the Beavers would need to win Wednesday here at 11 a.m. or Tuesday, pardon me, at 11:05 Pacific. Wednesday against Coastal at 11:05. Fastball swung on and missed, retired the side. Good job by Zach Edwards. 2 more strikeouts. Beaver pitchers have combined to fan 12, and then another ball game Thursday to try to win this side of the bracket and advance to the final. So it would be a daunting task, a tall order. The Beavers have been facing them all year. They would rather find a way back as we go to the bottom of the ninth here tonight in Omaha. We'll get a station ID when we return. At the end of 8.5, Coastal Carolina 6, the Beavers 1 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Bottom of the ninth inning, the Beavers trailing 6-1. A little different feel than the last time I used the phrase bottom of the ninth inning with the Beavers coming to the plate. That ball game was a 3-3 tie, and the man stepping to the plate now to lead things off for the Beavers with a game-winning double down the left field line. Gavin Turley, Wilson Weber, and A.J. Singer. Beavers need 5 runs. We'll get the station ID after Hayden Johnson's first pitch to Gavin. And a bunt by Turley trying to get his way on base via the short game. And he bunts it foul up along first. 0-1 the count. Gavin returns to the plate. As he does, let's pause now 10 seconds for station identification. The Beavers trailing 6-1. 10 seconds for station ID on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Hayden Johnson to the plate. Gavin Turley, a high drive to deep left field. Back goes Alexander to the track, to the fence. So long. Gavin Turley hits it out. A longer ball than he hit on Friday night for the win. The one Friday felt better, but this feels pretty good for the home run king. He blasts another one. And now CCU 6 and the Beavers 2 leading it off here in the bottom of the ninth. Gavin Turley with his 20th home run of the season draws the Beavers to within 4 runs with a leadoff solo shot to left. Wilson Weber the batter. Hayden Johnson to the plate. The first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. A right-hander is throwing in the CCU bullpen, as he should be. with the Beavers showing some life last inning, leaving 2 on, get a home run to lead off the 9th.
Outside.
Weber takes just outside, and the count 1-1. 6-2, Coastal Carolina. Bottom of the 9th inning. And Beaver fans have come alive here. You can hear the chants. Against the Chaunts, Weber swings and hits one foul just below us. And a nice play by a fan down below. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wilson. Hayden Johnson, the left-hander, on in relief of Jacob Morrison, who was outstanding. Weber swings and misses. The pitch was in the dirt. The throw goes down from Caden Bodine to Colby Thorndike for the out. 1 gone in the bottom of the 9th inning. A.J. Singer, the batter. I shared with Mitch after he talked about the joy that he saw in Turley's RBI game-winning double that brought to mind Edgar's great hit against the Yankees in the divisional series in '95 that helped save baseball for the city of Seattle and was a shot in the arm for the entire game, which had seen the '94 series canceled and the '95 season get off to a delayed start. Singer takes a strike. That was such a huge moment in so many ways, that series, that game. 0-1 to A.J. Singer. I was there. I was in the Kingdom. And on this Father's Day, I think about my 6-month-old daughter Lydia in my arms and me jumping up and down and her staying sound asleep as Joey Cora and Ken Griffey Jr. came home. She stayed asleep through the din and the Kingdom and the celebration. And the late, great Dave Niehaus saying afterwards, it just continues. Boy, what a moment, what a night. Singer rolls one foul, the count 0-2. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the 9th, 6-2 CCU. Singer swings a line drive into right center field. It'll get down for a base hit. Blagan Pato gets the ball back in. And Tice Peterson will come to the plate. Now, if you're CCU and Matt Williams, the pitching coach, you know that if you do bring this thing home, you got a couple of days off. And so that gives the time for all of the bullpen arms, one would think, to rest up and be ready to go again and a chance to win this side of the bracket and play their way into the championship series. Coastal Carolina is 2 outs away from its 25th consecutive victory. And I think about parallels historically. Who would have thought? I know I didn't. It was hard to see and hard to watch unfold. But the Beavers were in that catbird seat in 2017, you recall, with 23 straight wins, including the first 2 here in Omaha, and needed to win just 1 of 2 against LSU to get to the finals that season. LSU got them twice. The Beavers would hope to be, if they're not able to keep this rally going, to be in a similar position come Wednesday and Thursday if they can get through Louisville Tuesday. Tice Peterson, the batter. Tice takes a strike from Hayden Johnson. 0-1 the count. A meeting at the mound took place. Called by the catcher, Caden Bodine, and the entire infielders joining her. Right-hander continues to throw back of Hayden Johnson. 6-2, Chanticleers, bottom of the 9th. Peterson waves at the strike 1 pitch. An off-speed delivery that he swung over the top of, and he's down in the count 0-2. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you'd much rather be 2-0 needing 1 than needing to win 3 straight elimination games, but the Beavers know that they can do it. Peterson waves at the strike 2 pitch. Strike 3, down he goes. The Beavers are down to their final out, down 4 runs at 6-2. Jacob Craig makes his way to the plate. So it's not so much as so you're saying there's a chance, a la Jim Carrey. Nice Father's Day moment in Liar Liar when everything in that seems to be built towards trying to play catch with his son, and I'm Jose Canseco. Pierce strikes out, Field of Dreams. Dad, you want to catch? One of the sweet moments in baseball movie history. the whole film and novel and everything building toward that last game of catch at the Field of Dreams. The pitch to Jacob Craig is high, ball 1-0. But yeah, I'm saying there's a chance because I've seen it before. The 1-0 pitch to Jacob Craig, a strike, and the count 1-1. 6-2 CCU. And I'm not applying that necessarily to right now, but to the road ahead if the Beavers don't now have their most impressive rally ever here. 2 outs, a man aboard, down 6-2. A.J. Singer at first. The Chanticleers a strike away from their 25th straight win. The Beavers took 23 straight against LSU, and for the only time all year lost 2 games in a row, and their season was over. The Beavers are hopeful that they might have some of that in them too. The 1-1 pitch high and away to Jacob Ball 2-1. Cannon Reeder on deck. The Beavers about hit Coastal Carolina 7-5. Craig swings at a fastball and doesn't get it. The Beavers are down to their final strike, as Jacob Craig and the Beavers were, down 2 runs against Florida State in the Super Regional Opener about 9 days ago. That almost feels like a different lifetime ago. But no matter what happens here, the Beavers still have life in Omaha. The 2-2 pitch on the way is high, ball 3-2. Good take with Cannon Reeder next. Jim Wilson's doctrine of you just got to get the tie and run to the plate. It's a long way from that, but Craig has worked it to 3-2. Cannon Reeder on deck. The tie and run would be the next guy. 6-2 CCU, bottom of the 9th. The 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4, and the Beavers are still alive. Cannon Reeder, the hitter. Good at bat for Jacob Craig. That is the first walk that the Beavers have received tonight. The only walk they received in the comeback against Florida State before the extra inning came in the 9th when the pinch hitter got it done for the Beavers in a dramatic moment, in a sweet moment for Bryce Hubbard. He drew a tough walk to keep the Beavers' hopes alive in that one. Pitching coach Matt Williams out. He's got a right-hander who's been throwing most of this inning behind Hayden Johnson. The Beavers have Reeder at the plate, who's hit 8 home runs, including a 3-run homer in the decisive Game 3 of the Super Regional last Sunday at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. We've seen the Beavers leave the yard twice tonight, Talt to right, Turley to left. Matt Williams is taking a long time with Hayden Johnson and has decided that he wants to match up with a right-hander here with Cannon Reeder. Easton Talt is on deck. If Reeder can find his way on base, it's possible that Easton could come to the plate if Reeder gets on as the tying run, and he's hit one tonight. So the Beavers still have hope and life in this one. A big right-hander coming in out of the bullpen for Coastal Carolina in the bottom of the 9th inning. Turley is homered. The Beavers have 2 on and 2 out, and we'll see what plays out here in the bottom of the 9th. The Chanticleers an out away, but the Beavers applying some pressure. CCU 6, the Beavers 2. Back with more after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
Ryan Lynch is a Pacific Northwest kid, the only one on the roster for Coastal Carolina. Out of Snohomish, Washington, by way of Bellevue College to the Chanticleers in Conway, South Carolina. And he has a chance to get a save here. He has been one of the best closers in the country, and his numbers are extremely good. He has 8 saves, an ERA of 0.59, 34 strikeouts in 30 2/3 innings. He's only allowed 1 home run. This is his 27th appearance. A batting average against of 195. 10 walks, 34 strikeouts in 30 2/3. He inherits a first and second situation with Cannon Reeder coming to the plate. The tying run is in the on-deck circle. That's Easton Toll. Thus, Ryan Lynch meets that criterion for a save with the tying run in the on-deck circle. 6-2, CCU, bottom of the 9th. 2 on, 2 out. Beaver Nation chanting, clapping in unison, let's go Beavers, let's go Beavers, hoping to keep the Beaver players fired up. The first pitch off speed, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Lynch has been the guy all year in closing situations for the Chanticleer club. It started the year a pedestrian 19-8. They're 35-3 since with 24 straight wins. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 9th. The 1-0 off speed pitch, low and in. Or the 0-1 pitch, pardon me. That runs the count even to 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-2 Chanticleers, bottom of the 9th inning. A.J. Singer at second, Jacob Craig at first, 2 down. The Beavers down to their final out. Easton Talt on deck. Lynch from the stretch. The 6'4 right-hander from Snohomish. Off speed, swung on and missed. So he's not come in throwing smoke. He has been off speed, off speed, off speed. He's ahead 1-2. He's a strike away from putting an end to it. Jacob Craig was a strike away and coaxed a walk, the only one the Beavers have received tonight. 1-2 the count to Reeder. 2 on, 2 out. Beavers down to their final strike. Cannon takes just outside. Good take. Ball 2. 2-2. Easton Tall to homer in the 3rd. Gavin Turley a homer here in the bottom of the 9th. The Beavers trying to fight to the finish. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, down 6-2. Ryan Lynch set, delivers, swung on and missed, strike 3. So, the Beavers fall to Coastal Carolina 6-2 and are relegated to the losers bracket, but they hope to channel 2006 and 2018 as we go forward. The Chanticleers have won 25 in a row, their 55th win overall. They're the hottest team in Omaha. The Beavers hope to have a chance to cool them off in a couple of days. First things first, it'll be the Beavers in Louisville at 11:07 Pacific time on Tuesday. Coastal Carolina gets 4 unearned runs. They cash in the Beavers' miscues and win on the winner's side of the bracket. The Chanticleers 6, the Beavers 2. Our postgame show coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Did you know that Oregon potatoes are an excellent source of energy for any activity? That's why Oregon potatoes are an integral part of the Power Pack diet.